Hammer game. We always hit the nail on the head. So today, man, we're gonna talk about Blake Baker, Manny Diaz, Jess Simpson, T-Rob, a couple transfer portal guys, wide receiver Charleston Rambo, DeAndre Johnson out of Tennessee, the defensive end. Quite a few things has happened. If you haven't seen me doing these lives lately, pretty much it's been busy, man. Been busy. Been doing a little bit of NFL playoffs. I will continue to do the NFL playoffs, which is Saturday and Sunday. Cover pretty much every single game. So, most of you guys have came through. It's me, Sergeant AR10, CJ Canes, and every now and then we'll have somebody else or extra guests. But we've been doing the NFL playoffs. My Rams are still in it, so it is what it is. They might get their season cut short this week to Green Bay, but nonetheless, that's not what we're here to talk about today. We're here to talk about Blake Baker, Manny Diaz calling the plays, what that means for the Miami Hurricanes defense going into 2021. Alabama's the first game, so we got pretty much a lot to talk about today. I am going to open up the floor a little bit quicker than I normally do today once we, get into the show. So let me go ahead and do a quick roll call real quick, see who all in the building. Brady Bender, what's going on, boss? How you doing, man? He says first. I'm the first to comment. Appreciate that, boss. Maiden Dade, we here. What's going on, Maiden Dade? How you doing? Malik Savage, man, you keep him because he's your best friend. Yeah, Blake Baker just had a baby, by the way, too, and Manny was a part of that. So you know how it goes emotionally. Might not want to fire him. But at the end of the day, the Miami Hurricanes, coaching staff-wise, that's a business. Normally it's not good to mix, friendship and business together and all that, family and business stuff. But Manny's doing it. He hasn't learned from the past with, Al Gold and with Mark Ricks and those guys. So shall see how that turned out for Manny's career in the future. But as of right now, Blake Baker is still defensive coordinator. His title has not changed. Some of the roles that he do play as defensive coordinator will change, like calling plays. Manny is saying that he will be the one calling the plays now. So I guess when we see some messed up, awful, blown coverage plays on the field, we got somebody directly to blame, Manny Diaz. Maiden Day hope Baker get a pay reduction. He is co-defensive coordinator title, but in reality, he's just an overrated linebacker coach. Right. I think if you're going to demote a guy, take away some of his responsibilities, then might well take away some of that money from him. I mean, from what I'm hearing, and this is not, this is all alleged, by the way, that basically Miami went out looking for a defensive coordinator and they couldn't find one. So here we are stuck with Blake, which I doubt and I don't believe that. I think Manny, like I said, Blake is Manny's friend. He don't want to fire him. Probably don't have the balls to do it. And, it's tough. But as of Miami Hurricane fan, we are stuck with that. We've seen what Blake Baker could do. I mean, his defense is terrible. His play calling is terrible. But that's where we are right now. I'm tired of head coach hiring their best friends and family hire somebody that they can actually coach right. If App State start gashing us, I'm not going to judge a Bama game, but App State is a team I'm going to judge. I mean, we all know Alabama. Alabama just won the national championship. They're not going to just all of a sudden, lose all the talent that they got and play down when it comes to our team. So I'm expecting a fully loaded Alabama team going into 2021. Only questions might be at quarterback, but other than that, Alabama should be stacked and loaded and ready to go. So that there's no doubt about that. Now, which Miami defense come out? That's going to be the question. You know, who's going to be the quarterback for Miami? Who's going to start? Is it Tyler Van Dyke? Is it Garcia? Is it Matoka? Does Perry decide that he want to come out of the transfer portal? Do they talk him out of it? Because right now, N'Kosi Perry is in the transfer portal. But is King going to be ready for day one? That's another question. But as of right now, we're all speculating that he will not be, based on his knee injury. So that's a big question going into 2021. The first game of the season, you played the current national champions, which is Alabama. So watching them play against a team like Ohio State, which at this moment, if you had to judge it, you would say Ohio State was a better team than Miami. But we shall see. Jordan, what's going on? Chris, what's up? His salary was already a pay cut. Yep. But if Miami has the bag to basically hire coaches that they need and want, and according to them, the bag is open for hiring, why not go out and get a good, experienced defensive coordinator? What's going on with you, Jalen? Man, OG Kane, what's good, boss? What's happening, everybody? What's going on, man? As long as it's aggressive, we will be okay. And if we get turnovers, we'll be great. If not, Manny will be fired. Um, I think Manny's going to live out his contract. To be honest with you, the changes between coaches here and there, I don't think it's working for Miami, and I'm pretty sure most of you guys don't think it's working for us. Switching coaches every other few years it hasn't been working. Now, I'm not saying that Manny is that guy that's going to get us over the top to, you know, playoffs and conference championships and, competing for championships. I'm just saying that he might live out his contract. That's all I'm saying. And who knows, Manny might not be the guy to get us there, but he might be the one to put us in that position to get there. That's all I'm saying. Jason, what's going on with you, boss? Chris, what's going on, boss? What's going on with you, mommy boy? Edward, what's going on, boss? Brian Brown, how you doing, boss? All right, Maiden Day said T2R, that's cap. We all know Manny was taking over. Yeah, we've been knew this for a minute now. Everybody been chanting fire Blake. It was a long shot. It was a long shot. We all wanted him gone, but we all knew at the same time that that's Manny's friend, and that Manny has not, basically put any pressure on Blake from what we've been seeing. So we all knew Manny would rather, call the plays than to get rid of Blake. Plus, Blake just had a baby, and Manny was there too. So it's on the emotional side too. That's a friend. That's why it's bad to mix friendship and family with business. You don't hold them accountable the same as you would hold somebody that's not. Yeah, Manny has been calling some of the plays. There's been times in the fourth quarter when you see a total different change in the defense because everything hasn't been working for the first three quarters, and everybody can see when it started to get aggressive and we start blitzing heavy. You could tell that's Manny play calling because that's what Manny did when Mark Ricks was coaching. Exactly. It shouldn't be no friendship in this game, especially when it comes to coaching. Manny's not looking beyond just the friendship with Blake Baker. You got to look at your career also. Keeping Blake around when he's not a fit, that's going to bring you down in the near future. Exactly. Exactly. The same Al Golden situation all over again. OG Kane look like folks are hot. Yeah, man. Everybody for the past couple months or so, ever since it started from the Clemson game. And then going into the North Carolina game where you see no adjustments being made, North Carolina put up records on us. And nothing was changed during the first half and the second half. Nothing changed. We just came out and let them run for damn near 700, almost 800 yards on us. Shit. That, I'm lost for words when it comes to Blake Baker's adjustment. But anyway, like Manny said, he's gonna pick it up, he's gonna call the plays. So let's see if there's anything different. A lot of us would rather see Manny hire a total new, fresh defensive coordinator, not somebody that's just gonna run the same thing that he's been running for the past couple years now, since he's been on the rig, since he's been head coach. This is all Manny plays. Anytime we get beat on defense, it's because he overblicks. And every time we don't get no turnovers or anything like that, it's because he's playing too conservative. So with Manny, it's a hit or run basically when it comes to calling plays. So we got our biggest test of the year starting off. Alabama, national champions, they coming in. Now I did see a video floating around on Twitter from, like, I think four of the guys that's on the Alabama team that is from the Miami area, the Fort Lauderdale area, and they was basically talking about what it means to actually win a championship in their area, the crib or whatever. But a lot of fans have been like literally hitting them up. The comments have been harsh. Like, yo, y'all went to Alabama, y'all made y'all career decision or whatever, but the win that y'all got, that's not for the crib. Y'all did that for Tuscaloosa. Y'all did not do that for the city of Miami. The city of Miami ain't celebrating. When you look at Tuscaloosa, everybody's in the street, they're celebrating. This you didn't do that for Miami. You did that for yourself and your career, which that's a good thing for you, and congratulations on that. But don't say you did that for Miami. So Stride, he's gone. He's out. He's not calling plays no more. Well, he's not coaching the defensive line. So now we got Jess Simpson coming in. He's been here before, so a lot of the guys are already familiar with him. And in the transfer portal, we went in and got a wide receiver out of Oklahoma, which is Charleston Rambo. A lot of guys have been talking about this for the past couple of days. I dropped a small video, letting you guys know. And also DeAndre Johnson, basically out of Tennessee, defensive end, 3-star guy. He's also going to come to Miami and finish up his career, which I want to talk about also is the transfer portal. Like a lot of the times you see the players that come out of the transfer portal, they come to Miami and they look a lot better than the guys that we have here for years now. Now, Charleston Rambo, I'm glad we got him, and I'm pretty sure most of you guys probably looked at his stats for this season. It's pretty similar to all the guys that we have on the team right now. It's pretty similar to Mark Pope. It's pretty similar to D. Wiggin, and it's pretty similar to Mike Harley. But when you look at Charleston Rambo, the difference in his stats is production and basically time on the field. Basically, there's a lot of competition where he was, and he was not getting the amount of play time that he wanted, so he's going to finish his career here. Now, I do believe once he come, I do believe he will be starting. I do believe it'll be him and Mike Harley. Mike Harley decided that he's coming back, so I believe it's going to be him, Mike Harley, and then whichever one of those guys want to step up, whether it's D. Wiggins, whether it's Mark Pope, whether it's one of the freshmen. I'm talking about Restrepo, Michael Redden, Smith, and then don't forget about the freshmen that are coming in too. So it's going to be crazy to see who starts at wide receiver. But a lot of you guys already know when it comes to certain positions on that field, Manny like to play favoritism, or he like to play the seniors. So, hopefully they get out of that stuck in their kind of ways. Hopefully they get out of it and then start playing the better talent, put the best talent on the field instead of playing favoritism or seniorism. It's not working. Anyways, I'm gonna put the stream key. I'm gonna put the stream key in the chat. Like I said, I want to hear you guys' opinions on this. This is nothing new. This has basically been floating around. So I want to hear what you guys' thoughts and opinions on this. So the stream key is in the chat for anybody that wants to come in and give their thoughts and opinions. You can do so. Click the key. You don't have to come on the stream like you see me now. You could come on with just your voice, or you could come on just the same as you see me now. But I know this is weighing on you guys' mind. Blake Baker's still here, not fired. Manny's basically keeping him as a defensive coordinator. They're talking Martell might rejoice. What you think, T2Y? Martell, I haven't heard anything about Martell. Martell has been a mystery since last season when he got in trouble and then decided that he want to opt out for the season. So as for Martell, I have no clue. Miami boy, what's going on with you, boss?
What's good? What's good? What's good, Kane's family?
All right, man. So what's on your mind, man?
Man, I knew Baker wasn't going on well, man. That was too obvious.
Yeah.
I knew that all along, man. But I'm not surprised. Manny gonna run the defense like he was doing a little bit of the season. I ain't surprised about that either. So it's all good. We just gonna have to see what this new season unfolds this year. That's all, pretty much.
You think they're gonna make? You think Manning's gonna make any adjustment, or you think we're gonna see the same thing we see out this season?
A little bit of both. A little bit of both. We'll see what he gonna do after the Alabama game. We get blowed out. We'll see after that because, yeah, that's my prediction. He gonna adjust after the Alabama game.
Now let me say this. T-Rob plan on doing more man to man, because a lot of the coverage that we've been playing have been zone.
Mm-hmm.
What's your take on that? Because a lot of guys been saying this all season that we should get away from the zone and let those guys play man to man.
I'm not gonna lie to you, T2. Our zone has been garbage all season. We got to play man to man because when we play zone, we too far out. You seen what happened to Carolina? You seen what Carolina did to us? Them boys put over 500 yards on us, just like that. Our zone is trash. We're not wrapping up when we get to the player, and we're just too slow. We ain't got fast enough players to play zone. To be honest with you, so I think man to man will be the key. But we got to play close. We got to. We was too far out in most of our games.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. Jason, what's going on with you, boss? How you doing, man? Big Rico, he's coming back. Yeah, Blake ain't going nowhere. We're gonna have to deal with Blake this season and probably the next couple of seasons. Mr. 405, what's going on with you, boss? And let me see. Zoe said, I told everybody what was told to me, and you still don't believe me. Well, I don't know what you told them, but I don't know what you told them, so I can't say I don't believe you or believe you or not. I don't know what's going on. I'm guessing you talking about Blake Baker.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said Manny time is ticking. Basically, Manny's putting his job in Blake's hand. But at the same time, with him taking over play calling, it's not even on Blake anymore. It's all in his hand. He ain't got nobody to hide behind.
Hey, let me ask you something, T2. You think Manny gonna let T-Rod do his thing though? You think Manny gonna get? My thing is Manny getting greedy with the defense because he hollering, "Oh, I'm gonna take over the defense. I'm gonna call the plays." But the question is he gonna let everybody else do their job and make a difference?
I think with T-Rob, I think he will, because T-Rob is not going to be just over the cornerbacks. He's going to be over the safeties too.
Right.
DeMarcus Van Dyke, he's going to be over the cornerbacks. So I think overall, T-Rob is going to be over him and the rest of the DBs. So I think Manny's probably going to let them do their thing on that one. So I do think D-Rob will, get to do whatever it is that he wants to do with the DBs.
Right. That was also my main concern. So I mean, I don't know really. I mean, it's just we just have to see what happens. I mean, we playing Alabama, so we just got to see what happens after that game. A lot of people saying we ain't got a chance as Alabama, not even a close cut. But I mean, I just hope we can adjust and at least make it a game. That's my main concern. And how will the players react? How will the defense? How will everybody react? To that if we lose Alabama, things can happen. But you know, my thing is how they gonna react.
Okay, so Jason said, "Why the hell is Rump brought back as a recruiter? He sucks as a recruiter, and his own high school kids didn't want to play for him." I wouldn't necessarily say that. I wouldn't necessarily say that. You know, but if they want to bring him back to do some recruiting, then hey, it is what it is. Whoever they put on this staff, we just gonna have to sit this out and watch. Right now, we can't do nothing about it. I mean, if it was up to the fans and we had our choice, Blake wouldn't be here right now. Blake would have been gone mid-season.
Facts.
So at the end of the day, whatever Manny decide to do, it's gonna be all on him career wise. Because you gotta look at it. If Miami don't look good for the next two seasons, I mean, if you want to look at it this season, because we just went 8-3. Before that, it was 6-7. If we don't continue to improve and move forward, then I don't think Manny's gonna be here too long. Like I said, me personally, I think Manny is the stepping stool. I think he's the one that's gonna put Miami in a position to where the next guy's gonna come in and take us over the top.
I don't know, man. He got to play the right players too, man. I mean, if Pope and Wiggins ain't catching balls, you got to put somebody in. He can't just be, sticking to his favorites. You got to play different players. That's another thing that's killing us. He stand on this. He keeps staying on these same players. That's not really helping much. Let somebody else get in and try to make a difference and try to step up. That's another big thing that happened last season that I didn't see. He didn't give other players a really chance to shine. When the only reason why Perry came in the Oklahoma State game is because King went down. And then you see what he started. You see what difference he made, but it was too late. It was too late. Perry, like, all right, King coming back. Hey, I'm out. So that's going to affect us as well. That's really going to be a big effect because think about it, man. Think about it. We play Alabama, right? King may not even be ready at all, and then we put in Garcia, Matoka, or Van Dyke, and they ain't ready. Everybody was like, "Dang, man, Perry. See, if Perry was here, we probably would have had a chance." But that's going to be another big thing. Perry leaving, that might be our downfall for next season.
And it's what the twist to it too is if we go out there with let's say Jake Garcia
What
go
up,
out.
CJ?
Let's say we go out there with Jake
What
Garcia
else, time, boy?
and he goes out there and he has a stellar game. We might not win the game, but he looked at totally phenomenon. When King, come back, do we switch now from Jake Garcia or even Tyler Van Dyke, whichever one, or Matoka? Whichever one of them, if they start against Alabama and they look stellar, they look totally good. When King is all ready to go now, do we pull those guys and put him back in? That's
Hell,
that's
no.
the question.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. They no keep what you got. If it's working, let it ride. But see, man, they ain't gonna do that. I know he ain't gonna do. They gonna put King right back in. You gonna put that man right back in as soon as he's ready to play. That and then we just gonna be sliding right back down again like last season. Like CJ was saying the other day. We were playing. We barely beat teams that we were supposed to blow out, but we couldn't beat the top teams like Carolina, Clemson, and you know what I'm saying.
And everybody was telling me to relax when I was puffing and pouting about beating these teams by barely any point.
Yeah. We went 8-3, but we ain't play nobody. All the teams that beat us were ranked. We're top teams. We ain't really play nobody. So to me, I'm gonna be honest with you. 8-3 ain't really no different from our 6 and 7 season from last. You know what I'm saying? See, look at CJ. It
Right.
don't feel like it, man.
Exactly.
It was like they said
That
last season. Some of those
I'm gonna
games
say.
were a field goal away. This season we got them field goals.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you like this. If a win doesn't feel like a win, it feel like a loss, then you ain't improving, dog.
Exactly.
Plain and simple. I mean,
All right, so
OG, I'm gonna get on OG Kane case. OG Kane, you say
we
we
got a
improved, but did the win really feel like a win or it felt like a loss?
we got a statement from Mo Better Canes. He says everybody not supporting King. I bet they will be supporting that offense now with the Baker Manny show because we're gonna have to score 40 points a game.
Um, First of
Basically,
all,
okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna break this down to y'all like this. We're gonna see who's gonna start at wide receiver. If we got the same lineup that we had for the last couple of seasons, it ain't gonna look too good. I'm just tell you that now. Because if we do have Jake Garcia starting and he gets the ball there, is Pope Wiggs really gonna catch the ball?
Yeah.
It's hardly gonna bring what he did close to the end of the season, the next season. Those are questions. It shouldn't be no questions. You know what I'm saying? Now the only thing that I say that we're gonna be different in wide receiver core, maybe or possibly, is that transfer. And that's why I keep saying the only thing Manny use that transfer portal for is for already developed players. He's not using it just to add on depth. He's using it for already developed players. Because those who's gonna come in and start automatically. And we got what 4 or 5 wide receivers come from the same high school. That's supposed to be 4 or 5 stars. But watch how they sit on that bench. Just like Redding, just like Smith, Scott, whatever, and Respro, they're gonna sit on the sideline. They're gonna find a special team for them to be on. But they're not gonna get a lot of playing time. He's gonna start the same receivers because Manny still got his hands in the player personnel. So at the end of the day, we can sit here and talk about who's starting the quarterback. But at the end of the day, is he gonna rotate the players out that need to be rotated if they ain't gonna make no plays? We're gonna have some playmakers. Is he gonna rotate the playmakers in? Or is he gonna keep the same BS out that he gonna kept there for the last couple of seasons? That's the question you gotta ask yourself. Now, as far as the defense,
Hold on, before y'all keep going, Tate Martell is not starting, Bama. I'm
Oh
seeing a
man,
lot of
they
comments
still on
that
that
saying
man.
shit. I'm seeing a lot of Tate Martell comments in the comment section. He is not starting Alabama. Y'all continue though.
okay, about Tate Martell, he might start on special teams. But besides that, you go to the defense. Okay, true, we got the defensive back dude coming in. But then I was talking to T2 off the air about this. You got a DB coach coming over from South Carolina, right? Then they say Van Dyke is supposed to be a defensive back coach as well. Now, I don't know too much about the defensive back position as far as coaching and style, stuff like that. But every coach had their own style. So if you got two coaches coaching the same situation, even though the South Carolina coach gonna be doing the safety as well, it's still gonna be bumping heads on the defensive back position because one coach gonna teach them how to do technique this way, and then the other one gonna teach them how to do it another way. So it's gonna be some confusion there. So watch out for that on the season because there's gonna be some confusion. What up, Nick? There's gonna be some confusion on defense. Watch what I tell you. I appreciate it, Kilo. Yeah, I'm checking it. You know what I'm saying? I'm checking it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just making sure. Uh, yeah, Pope. You know I gotta keep a Pope in my hand, Pope. Bow. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, Manny is still gonna be Manny. And the analyst stuff, like how what's his name? The head coach from Miami Heat, Spoelstra.
Yeah.
All right, you see how that schematical stuff wasn't working at first for basketball. It'll work for basketball and baseball, but when it comes to football, it comes with playing style. It don't come with just looking at the stats or the analysts and stuff like that. It's more to it. It's about effort and feelings and passion. And if you ain't got it, the numbers ain't gonna amount to nothing. The numbers gonna show what you did after the game. It's not gonna make the game. It's gonna show what you done did during the game. So Manny, as long as Manny keep going by the stats and stuff like that, he gonna forever sit here and tank himself because he's too stubborn for his own good. He don't want no help. He really don't. And that's why I say don't look for no impressive win season. If it ain't no bowl win, I said in my video, if it ain't no bowl win, no AC championship, or no at least a tip to the national championship or winning it, then after that, there's no improvement to me. That's not improvement. You got everything you wanted. You got the talent you wanted, and you still ain't doing nothing but losing a bowl game at the end of the season, or not even winning the AC championship. Where's the improvement? Honestly, where's the improvement?
Okay, so Rogello says, why did we keep playing Cameron over Cheney or Knighton? Those two are miles ahead of Harris. Any comments on that?
Or they
Favoritism,
keep.
man. Cameron probably why he ain't getting much playing time, even though he was feeling the way he was feeling, and man, they kept putting him in. I mean, that's the way I see it. Chaney and Knight they were killing it, but man, he kept sticking with Cameron.
Well,
He just it was I guess because he was his top running back or he senior to him, whatever. I mean, whatever personal issue he had with Cameron, he gave Cameron his way. You
I
know,
put like
that's what I
I
see.
put I put it like this: that favoritism is really strong for Manny, and that stubbornness is very strong.
Yep.
And also we also been having a lot of practice warriors. I've been saying this since last season. They'll go show out in practice, and then next thing you know, get to the game time.
Yep.
Where you at? I can't find you because Phillips. Since Phillips and Roche going to the NFL draft, and I'm gonna talk about them too, because the fact is that they showed up in them games we were supposed to win, and didn't show up in the games that we lost. You can look at the tape yourself. I mean, players gonna show up for the games and them weak opponents, but when it comes to them talented teams or at least equal talented teams, where they at? What did they do? Go look at the stats. They didn't show up against North Carolina. They didn't show up against Clemson.
Okay, so Kane Gang Cartel Sniper says King will be back for Bama game. Based off his injury in 2018, where he basically had knee surgery, and now he coming off of another knee a torn ACL. Do y'all think that King will be ready for that game? Because I'm hearing that normally it takes about 9 months or even 12 to get over something like this. Plus, you already had surgery on that leg. Do you think King will be back? Because me personally, I'm preparing for the worst. I'm preparing for the worst. And if King
My
do come back, I don't believe he'll be at 100% by the beginning of the first game.
my thing is, if King do come back, he definitely gonna be ready for the Alabama game. And see, and what I'm predicting on that is why he playing. This is what I said earlier. Last you gonna call a dumbass play. King gonna run. He gonna get hurt again, and that's it. He done for the season, and that's it. And then we back to square one with the quarterback. And then everybody was saying, "Oh, y'all shouldn't have got rid of Perry. Perry shouldn't have left. Perry shouldn't have left. This time we need Perry. We put another quarterback in Garcia, Matoka, Van Dyke, who ain't really developed, who Manny ain't gonna really concentrate on when King come back. Yeah, that's gonna be the issue right there because Perry Perry already seasonal. He already got the experience. He already know what to do. You seen what he did when we were down in that Florida State game when Rozier couldn't do nothing. Perry came back. We were down with 21 something, and Perry came back and won that game like a pro. You know what I'm saying? That's what we need right there. But in my opinion, I don't think Garcia tip they're gonna be ready for that. It's Alabama, bro. They ain't gonna be ready for that. I mean, Garcia might with his attitude, but hell, man, King get hurt one time and he going out. That's it, man. I'm telling you, that's what I'm seeing right now. We're gonna have a long season if King go down. That's just my prediction and my opinion for in this coming season. If King ready, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, man, they gonna be confused and like, oh man, damn. Oh, what we gonna do now? What we gonna do now? I'm telling you.
Hey, my boy, you see what OGK said, did you?
What he say?
It's a mustache growing pretty fast, but that right there ain't going. I mean, your beard growing fast, but the mustache ain't coming.
Hey, OG man. Hey, I can't. I can't. I don't like, man. I don't like having hair on my lips like that, man. I don't be feeling right, man. So I always shave my mustache.
But as far as King, man, I ain't even gonna talk about Perry's situation. Y'all already know how I feel about that. But with King, if I was the coach, if I was Manny or Lashley, and he comes back at the first game, I wouldn't even start him at quarterback. I would use him as a decoy. You know what I'm saying? Like put him at wide receiver to draw attention so my other wide receivers can be open. Other than that, I wouldn't play him because he's not gonna be too he ain't gonna be too confident. He ain't gonna be too confident in his leg. So it's not best to play him at all, really, in the first 4 games.
I
To be
agree.
honest with you.
I agree.
So go ahead and start Jay Garcia. You got to throw him in the fire because we are gonna see Matoka ain't about it. Van Dyke, He ain't got no run capability worth for nothing. But Garcia got both tangibles. But that's on Manny with that whole thing, man, because they ain't gonna pull whoever they if he start Garcia day one and they upset Alabama or they lose by 3 points, he's not gonna pull Garcia. He's not gonna pull him for King because the only person that he would pull was Perry. He wanted Garcia for a reason. He's not gonna pull Garcia. I doubt that. Not even for King. King's gonna have to switch over to wide receiver or running back, like I've been saying for the longest, because that's what they're gonna draft him in the NFL. I mean, they're not finna go ahead and come on now. He's just an athlete. Hey, but Ace of Spades said something out that it's true. They keep on trying to push these seniors in the upperclassmen because they're trying to build a better profile for themselves. And I feel that way too, so they can go ahead. If they do get fired, they have another place to go to. Scoot back for him. All I see glasses and a half a honeycomb cereal piece. You muted. We can't hear you, T2I.
So what's y'all take on Rob Likens?
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
We just have to see, man. We just have to see what he gonna do, and we got to see what if Manny let him do his thing. I mean, that's just my take on it, man. We just gonna have to see. We got these pieces. I mean, unfortunately, Baker's still there. I'm curious to see what Baker's position gonna be. He's saying he gonna run a defense, but Manny called the plays, so I'm curious about that. But,
okay.
You know, and yeah, I'm like, what, why he? You know what I'm saying? Like, why he gonna keep that man around, but he gonna call the plays? I don't know.
That's the thing about it, and that's why I say he got too many people at too many coaching positions, because that's gonna cause confusion, man. Because I understand that he's trying to push him back so he can learn more, but he should have did that this past season when it was COVID season. That would have been a better situation. But now you going into a full schedule, hopefully a full schedule season with non-conference teams on there. You're gonna have a full schedule. Okay, so now you put yourself in the hot seat. You telling everybody, I'm finna ride with my dog. I'm trying to make sure you get paid. I'm gonna ride my dog, and I'm gonna put my name on the line now. And if we don't do good this season, y'all can put me in the hot seat. Y'all can fire me. That's what it looked like to me. He gonna ride or die with his boy Blake Bacon. I've been saying that for the long. If a man goes to another man's child's birth or whatever, he ain't gonna let him go.
Yeah. I agree. I think if Baker goes, man, he gonna go right with him.
Yeah, he gonna ride with it. He gonna ride with the ship all day.
Yeah, I believe that. I see that.
Oh Lord, that's a schedule. Oh Lord, Alabama in Atlanta,
Michigan State.
Oh, we better not slip up against Appalachian State because they known for knocking somebody off.
App State was talking trash last time we beat them. Somebody they were gonna blow us out. You saw how that ended.
Yeah, but that was Mark Richt though. At least he knew how to substitute wide receivers out. He knew how to rotate the players out.
Florida State, Georgia Tech.
Who is CCU?
Is that Charleston Southern?
That look like the team that Jared Williams had went to the JUCO college. Better watch out for Georgia Tech next season too.
Who is CCU? Yeah, who is CCU?
T2, why your microphone muted again?
Yeah, I never heard of this team. It's Central Connecticut football. Central Connecticut.
Hey, but you see what I'm saying, man? Teams like that.
When I look at Central Connecticut so far, their 2021 season only consists of 4 games. So that's the first game. I never heard of them. It's just like last season when we were scheduled to play Wagner. Never heard of them.
No,
if anything, if you guys want to go down the schedule and predict wins and losses, let's yeah. As a matter of fact, let's do that. So first up, we got Alabama. Win or lose. Let me see.
Lost.
I'm gonna see. I want to see. I want to see what the chat is thinking.
I can't really, you know what, T2, I can't really guess the game because I don't know what team we're gonna have, bro. I don't I don't know what we're gonna look like, bro. Like
Exactly.
I really can't.
What's going on, Lou?
Hold on, Uncle Lou.
All
I don't
right.
really know what the team look like, man.
All right. So first, Young Jedi said we're gonna win. Jay Knight said that's a loss. Jay Play, what's going on, man? He said Manny full of yeah.
Thank you, Jay.
What up,
Play.
Jay? What up,
That's
Jay?
a
Play.
loss. That's a loss. That's a loss. Lost but won a W. We all. What's going on, Canes for life?
What up, K for life?
Okay,
Okay, like, what's going on?
he playing. That's a loss. Mo Better Kane said we winning. Might be.
I mean,
so far you're the only one think we're gonna win that game. To be honest,
Jedi say Jedi say he gonna win. We're gonna win.
Jedi say
No,
he was playing.
Jedi changed his
Jedi
mind.
say I'm playing. He put an L up there.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so basically, mostly everybody think that we're gonna start off this season with a loss. Mo Better Kane, the only person that said we win. Bama losing a lot of offense. Won't be the same.
Yeah, but we don't even know what our team gonna look like. Like we don't even know what to expect.
And Saban, he reload every year. So I mean,
Yeah.
Larry Jefferson says 12-0 next year. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
I hope he's right.
Okay, that's a big wishful. That's that Kool-Aid I'm talking about. That's that Kool-Aid, man.
with that saturated fat, with that sugar and saturated fat.
Right up to Alabama, right there in Hard Rock Stadium, Appalachian State.
Win.
That's a win. I'll say a win too.
I don't even know though. Like I said, I don't know. I want to say a win, but I don't know.
So you don't think we have the confidence or the amount of talent or the amount of coaching to win that game against?
I don't. This is my thing. I don't have no confidence in Manny. I ain't saying we got no talent on team. I just don't have no confidence in Manny, bro. Like Manny don't show me already. He don't been there. Defensive coordinator for 3 years. Head coach now going on 2 years, about to be 3, and still ain't showing no improvement. We've been regressing for the last couple of years. We've been making history in the wrong direction. And all everybody want to do is compare him to Dabo. Dabo got promoted, people. He was getting promoted. He was getting to better teams.
Jay Play says dog fight, but win.
Dang, a dog fight.
Nah, we have a dog fight with App State. It's gonna be a long season. We're gonna have problems, man.
Stop Noel and we win.
Wow. This
If we
man
don't
said
blow
dog
App
fight.
State, we're gonna be in trouble.
All right, so Michigan State, right there in Hard Rock Stadium, September 18th. That's a win or a loss.
Oh, that should be a win.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that's a win.
But the question is, how much of a win is it? Is it we going by 3 or we going by 4? We going by 1? I mean, that's the question.
That's a win. That's a win. Smiley saying that's an L.
See what I'm saying? Hey.
Young Jedi said 27-14.
Close win, close.
Dog for life. He's a Georgia fan. He said that's an L. So he really don't count.
Like I said, this can go either. The whole schedule will go either way, man. To me,
I'm with you, CJ.
It can go either way, and it's sad to say it like that because we know how Manny is. You can see the talent on the field, but it's just not getting developed right.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's not getting coached right. We barely win the games. Like, if we barely win against Appalachian State, if we barely win against Michigan State, if we win by 20 points against CCU, we still go. It's still bad.
Yeah.
But see, Mo Better, you said win is a win, but does it really feel like a win? Does it really feel like a win? I'm like,
we went to like a win, but it's a win.
Yeah, I mean it's a win, but listen how you sound.
The L and that W comment is gonna be a win. So
hey,
I get what you're saying.
The committee don't see it that way.
Exactly.
don't see that way. They would drop. We were winning five. We won like 5 games straight. We would get dropped in the middle of the season when we were still winning and getting dropped and ranked.
Exactly.
Oh,
A
trust me.
win, a win could be a win, but it could be a loss in the rankings. How about that? Is that better described?
So
Yeah.
then you got Central Connecticut Blue Devils. Never heard of them. I'm just gonna go out of the limb and say that's a win. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
that's a win. Never even heard of them.
Well,
We can move on from that one. Next up, we got the Duke Blue Devils. Duke Blue Devils. Now this season we did blow them out 48-0. I'm thinking they're having quarterback issues, and from what I'm hearing, transfer portal wise, that N'Kosi Perry might actually be an option for them. So I don't know how you guys would feel if N'Kosi Perry were to go and join with the Blue Devils.
I put it like this: if he goes, the Blue Devils, all they were missing really was a quarterback. Their defense was not that good at all, but you can work on that. But if they had a quarterback, you know what I'm saying? Oh, Slim, now you want to come the fuck around? Oh, my bad for cursing, but now you want to come around, Slim. When I told, see, you know what I'm talking about.
So we
Slim,
got 305 from Slim Shady Kane. He says CJ back in concussion protocol again.
Oh, but wait, where was you at when we lost North Carolina?
Appreciate that, Slim. That's a touchdown for the channel. Appreciate that, boss.
Where you was at when we lost North Carolina? Where you was at when we played the bowl game? Because I was looking for you because I was trying to tell you Perry was a better passer than on King. Where you was at? Where you was at, Slim? No, you're on concussion protocol, sir. You are. Well, back to the schedule though.
Somebody's asking, does N'Kosi Perry got Duke grades or GPA?
Yeah, he already graduated from Miami, so I guess so. And Miami is a private school, and Duke is not.
And that's not his only choice either. So he still got a few choices on there. All right. So next up, FSU, Florida State, Doak Campbell Stadium in Tallahassee. That's a win or a loss.
That's a big win. Hey, I don't care how bad our team is confused. That's a win regardless. I've never seen.
Is that a 24-21 or
hell no,
or 28-35 or 52-10 situation?
That's like a
42-10 situation.
It's like a 40. So I say this time be like a 40-something, 20-something situation because of the fact that they got a team. They're gonna have a little something going on since they got their transfer portal popping a little bit. So I give them about 20-something at this game, and we have about 40-something, close to 50.
So I'm looking at
they would say
34-6.
I mean, it could be that. I mean, but I'm just saying, you know, they're gonna look a little better. They're gonna look a little bit better. They're gonna look like they know what they're doing a little bit. They're gonna find their identity next season.
Jedi say 58, 55, 24.
Yeah, now Florida State did reach into the portal. They did grab a couple good guys out of there. I mean, even some of the guys that we was targeting on defense and offense. So I don't expect them to be the same team that they was in this season, but I don't expect them to improve that much to where we can't beat them again.
Yeah, because you know, we beat them when we had a bad team. You know what I'm saying? We beat them. That made no sense. We still wasn't that good, and we still beat them. So right now we're in a good bad predicament with a lot of talent. So of course we're gonna drag them. So that's the only game I can actually make a decision on.
Yeah.
Hold on, Slim. Let me put the link for Slim. Slim wants to come in.
Oh, protocol. Yeah, that's here.
Right after Florida State, we got Georgia Tech. That'll be also in Hard Rock.
Win.
I don't know. Depending on how well developed that quarterback don't got, Georgia Tech got them scholarships on point now, so they got their tight ends and stuff instead of them walk on.
Yeah, I forgot about it.
You know, they building, they doing something. You know what I'm saying? They doing the old Miami thing in Georgia. I put like that. They been recruiting all around Atlanta. Yeah. So they competing with University of Georgia for the players in Georgia now. So I don't know about that game.
All right, so Jedi saying an L. Jay Nice, that's a dub. That's that. That's that. Tough win. Smiley said that's a L.
We gonna have a lot of close wins this season.
Okay, all right,
We keep winning.
all right. I'm trying to tell you.
You saying 5-2 so far that's from your standpoint. So far, the only L that I've seen us really counted more L's than W's is the Alabama game. So far, everything's looking at about 6-1.
I'm gonna tell you the main games that I look at the loss is gonna be Virginia Tech, North Carolina, Alabama, and possibly Georgia Tech at the most.
You said their quarterback is good from Jacksonville. Okay. All right, NC State. NC State quarterback hit the transfer portal. They right now they basically that's another school by the way that Nkosi Perry name is being mentioned. So he could end up going to NC State. That's a win or a loss. NC State.
Well, if Nicosi there, I'm gonna go with the dub. I'm gonna go with the L. I mean,
I don't know about that one, man. If we, that's gonna be another close one, but that can go either way with me. We almost lost that game last year.
W L W W W.
See what Jay Knight said? Yeah, it might gonna be a tough win. We get it.
All right, so most of the chat do believe that we will beat North Carolina State come next season. All right after North Carolina, Virginia also at Hard Rock. It seems like we got a lot of games at Hard Rock next season.
yeah. What else, Slim? You ain't third there.
What's going on, CJ?
What's going on, Slim?
I've been working like crazy, man. I didn't even get to watch the national title game.
Oh, you didn't miss nothing.
You didn't miss much.
You didn't miss nothing.
after the first quarter, it wasn't even a game no more.
Yeah.
Ohio State put up a good fight for half the first quarter, and that was it. Alabama's like, all right, we're gonna play Alabama football, and that was a wrap.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah,
No, I've just been working
like
hours here
it
lately.
seemed like Ohio State. Yeah, it seemed like Ohio State forgot that they had a Heisman Trophy winner at wide receiver.
And he wasn't even running that fast. He wasn't even running that fast that night.
He was jogging.
Dude put up 215 in the first half.
It wasn't even that, man. Ohio State shot their wad against Clemson. They played their best game of the year against Clemson, and they ain't gonna be able to do that 2 weeks in a row.
I mean, like Dabo said, they only played 7 games.
That what did it. Dabo pissed them off, and they turned it up. That's all that was.
Well, and they were already pissed off from last year, thinking they got cheated out of that Clemson game last year.
True.
So Dabo just threw fuel on the fire.
All right. So right after NC State, we got Virginia. Virginia at Hard Rock.
That's a win. They ain't got no quarterback, so and their defense ain't all there either. So that's a win.
Yeah, I'm taking a dub on that one.
Yeah, it's like some games you can call out, but some of them, man. We'll win against the crappy teams, but we ain't, as far as the team that got at least equal or close to equal or better talent, we'll lose those.
We got Grant Diaz says that's a W. Hey Grant, you ain't no kidding, Manny, is you? He said W, but if it's off of a bye week.
Hey, we broke the curse now. We broke that curse.
No, we did not. No, we did not. Come on, man. We lost. I get Clemson is a great team, but we lost to Clemson after we won against Virginia Tech by 1 point.
Yeah. That's true.
I'm just saying.
I know, man. I know.
Everybody be like, look at the positive side. Look at the positive side. What's the positive side is what we won 1 point game against Virginia Tech, and it didn't feel like a win.
Hey, CJ, there's all kind of positive for me. I said they was going to lose 4 games.
Oh yeah, that's right. You did say that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even ESPN predict us going 5-6. So compared to last season where we were 6-7, it was a good season. Nonetheless, I mean,
I mean,
we did lose terribly to the only competition you could say that was on the schedule. But other than that, it was a good season.
it's a good season against bad teams and teams that ain't got their stuff together. Yeah,
Yeah, those same bad teams that beat us the season before.
yeah, but they had an X factor in one of each team the season that they beat us though.
All right, so right after Virginia, we got Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech quarterback Hendon Hooker. He's also in the transfer portal, and that
Dang.
school is also being mentioned for Nicosi Perry. So that also could be an option for him. But I've been hearing his name called with Virginia Tech a lot too. All right,
And draft the ACC trying to get that pair.
Yeah.
yeah. So Edward said that's a win. What you guys think? Is that a win? Loss? No
Yeah,
quarterback,
that's
but you know.
Justin Fuente don't know what the hell he's doing.
And Manny don't either. Hell.
Manny's
I'm
got a
I'm
whole
I'm
lot more experience than Justin Fuente does.
I'm gonna go with the Dubs. I just don't like Virginia Tech. I don't like them at all.
I don't know if Perry goes there. I'm gonna go with Virginia Tech. He'll lose, but if he ain't down there, I think he'll win. At least they receivers know how to catch the dang on ball. I'm just saying. Perry, hey, listen, you understand?
Yo, Jetta said, I feel Nicosi will stay. I've been DMing him every day to stay. Unfortunately, it don't work that way. Nicosi is looking towards the future. He got a daughter to feed. Now, he do got great education, but at the same time, he do got dreams and aspiration of going to the NFL. So
exactly,
probably not the best fit for him to do so. So unfortunately, you might want him to stay, but for him, it's a business decision. He probably better off going elsewhere.
I don't blame that man. That's what Perry did to him all season. Shoot.
Yeah.
All right.
Blame that man.
North Carolina. Do we win or lose that game? Do we win or lose?
Loss. Tom
the Cat says L to North Carolina. He's a North Carolina fan, so he's gonna say L anyway.
It's in Chapel Hill.
The man says loss.
Yeah, Chapel Hill.
Yep.
That's a loss.
Man, them losses coming in, huh? So we got a close W by Grant Diaz.
Hey, go ahead and take this to the bank. Miami wins that game by 3 touchdowns.
Man got Manny sitting.
Slim, you on concussion protocol now.
That's a loss.
Oh my God, them boys did how many rushing yards? Oh my God. Oh my. Slim's on concussion protocol, y'all.
Man,
this man.
Anthony says that's a dub. That's a dub.
Listen.
Okay, so we got some wins coming in, so it's looking 50-50.
Listen, Slim. Everybody need to wake up. I don't know if everybody don't sit down and hit the crack pipe or what. I don't know what's going on. But Matt Brown is Manny Diaz's daddy. Understand that. He got his number every time. Period.
It ain't got nothing. It ain't got nothing to do with Mac Brown or Manny Diaz. You want to know what happened in that game? Those boys never got off the bus because they were riding high on their own nuts because they just blew out Duke 48-0, and they thought they were going to walk there and walk over North Carolina, and they got proved wrong. They're not going to go in there thinking they're going to walk over North Carolina this year.
Kane Gang, this is not like an official prediction or anything like that. This is just to see where the fan base mindset is at, where everybody is at. You know, looking at the schedule that we got right now, based off what just happened in this season. We understand that, you know, spring and practice and a lot of adjustments are probably going to be made. Hell, we're not even done with the transfer portal or recruiting yet. So right now, this is just to see where the fan base mind is at. This is not like an official prediction or anything. Those are normally done a week or two before the season starts.
Okay, so I get you saying about the Duke blowout, but understand this season, if we win or lose against Virginia Tech, or we win or lose against Virginia, either way it goes, these players got the same attitude as Manny. and his preparation is not good. And Matt Brown knows his defense. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. And they getting better. North Carolina getting better every season. Every season.
Really. And I'll tell you what proves my point: the fact that we blew out Florida State and they lost to Florida State. They thought they were going to walk in there and walk over Florida State, and they got proved wrong.
Anthony, I don't even remember what my prediction was for that North Carolina game, but at this moment, if I had to guess what I probably think we would have won by 10 points. But my prediction weren't nowhere correct. I'm pretty sure nobody's prediction was nowhere correct because I'm pretty sure nobody's seeing it being 63 to 23.
Yeah, I sure didn't neither. Damn. It was on two running backs. Two running backs did all the damage.
And if they play that game 100 times, that's the only time it turns out like that.
Yeah.
Here.
All Miami had to do was stop the run. He couldn't even do it. Couldn't do it. And the boys put up 550 some yards on it just like that, like it wasn't nothing.
And let me ask you this, Slim. What defensive ends do we got that's gonna be the star of defensive ends we got, or the defensive line, other than Nestor and Ford?
Nestor and Ford are gonna start.
What about ends?
I mean, behind them, I'd have to sit down and look at the depth chart and see.
And so how we gonna beat the North Carolina team when we had players that had names, and now we don't even know who the defensive end is gonna be?
And see, people make names in games like that. You worried about who somebody's name is before that. There ain't nobody studying that. And see, that's the whole problem with half this conversation. Y'all think Miami should be a world beater right now. There are top 10 teams that lose to unranked teams all the
time. Brother Jay Blaze, thank you for the $10 donation, boss. You didn't have a message behind it, but thank you anyway. That's a touchdown for the channel. Appreciate that, boss.
I know top teams they lose to teams like that, but I'm saying still, at the end of the day, all Manny has been doing is bringing in players that got a name. That's what I'm saying. He ain't been developing none of his own players. So how they gonna?
You were talking about the wide receivers not getting developed.
Well, yeah.
You brought up.
I was talking about the whole team in general. They regress.
No, they really haven't. Nestor's gotten better. You've seen Zion get better. You've seen the running back position get better. I mean, you've seen positions all over the field get better. Now, you brought up specifically earlier the wide receivers. You want to know why the wide receivers aren't any better? Because we've had 3 wide receiver coaches in 3 years. That's why. Because you've had 3 offensive coordinators in 3 years. That's why.
Okay, so when it comes to the coordinators switching up, right? I'm gonna put it like this: does the coordinators have anything with the wide receivers' hands catching the ball?
That ain't got nothing to do with coaches. You learn that in high school football.
That's my point, though.
So that's on the players. That ain't even on a coach.
Yeah, but it's on the coach to rotate them out if they see they're not doing good. That's what I'm saying.
How do you know the guy behind them's any better? You're assuming that he is, but we don't know that they are. We're not in practice.
We gonna know. Listen, obviously practice doesn't matter because it ain't been showing up on the field for real. But what I'm saying is that we ain't gonna never know what the backups can do because they're never gonna see the field.
Well, I mean, we saw all the backups last year. We saw pretty much every wide receiver play last year.
Redding got better hands than Wiggins or Pope.
Redding dropped balls too.
Not as much as Wiggins and Pope.
Well, he didn't play as much as they did.
That's my point.
But from what I've seen, they're about on par on the same level. In which case, yeah, you go with the most experienced hand. But until you have consistency, you're not going to see any of them get any better.
Well, we won't know if the backups are any good because they're not going to get as much playing time.
Now, Slim, what's your thoughts on T-Rob coming in and switching from mostly zone to bump on the line when it comes to the cornerbacks?
Hey, I'll be back. Ready to call.
I mean, I would have an opinion on that if we actually played zone, but we didn't. They were playing a soft man all year, And I mean, let's be honest, he's not really going to make a difference if Manny Diaz is calling plays for zone coverage.
Mm.
I mean, it all depends on what plays get called. I am a fan of, bump and run, aggressive man coverage. I'm a big fan of it. I like it. I prefer it. But it's like I said, it's not going to make a difference depending on the play caller. And I mean, people act like zone coverage doesn't work. I mean, the Tampa 2 zone was one of the best defenses ever in the
All right, so we got a new wide receiver just came in through the transfer portal, Charleston Rambo. Now, my prediction is it's gonna be him, Harley, and then somebody else, whether it's Mark Pope or Wiggins or any other freshmen or even the class coming in now. What's your guys' take on that? And what you think about Rob Lakeland this season so far?
I mean, a lot. To me, you haven't seen enough out of him yet. I mean, you don't know anything in 1 year. I mean, I said the same thing about Dan Enos and that entire offensive staff. You don't know anything in 1 year.
Yeah, I'm with Slam. We just gotta see what's gonna happen this season. What they gonna bring to the table. We don't like you said. We don't know.
Yeah. Now I think actually Jeremiah Payton's gonna have a really good year myself.
Okay, I was thinking more of Michael Redden.
He might.
I was thinking more Michael Redden, but if Manny comes out and pick favoritism again, then you'll see
if
Mark Pope.
If Manny does that favoritism thing, Charleston Rambo is gonna be he's just gonna be the go-to guy, just like we did with KJ Osborne when he came from Buffalo. He was Jaron Williams' go-to guy. So that's how if Manny goes that route once again and don't let the other guys get in the game and try to step up.
Yeah, but name a single wide receiver that could have taken KJ Osborne's spot. There ain't one.
Slim, once again, hey, I agree. KJ Osborne, he broke out the other season, so that I can agree with you on.
Now, I mean, as far as Rambo, I mean, we'll see. Naturally, the kind of offense they run at Oklahoma, he's wanting to leave because he doesn't feel he's getting enough playing time. I tend to think, okay, maybe there's a reason you're not getting the playing time you want.
Yeah, that's a good question.
He has made good catches, and he's made good catches in big games. So I know he's there to do it.
Now, the compliment what you said, if you run his numbers, it looks pretty much similar to Pope and Wiggins' numbers this season too.
Yeah. They are low.
Now, but what you did say too, there's a lot of really good wide receivers at Oklahoma, and sometimes a guy that's not quite top tier, compared to some other guys, can get lost in the shuffle, and that very well could be the case.
So we got a $10 donation from Mo Better Canes. We going to the ACC title game, fellas, as long as King's back. But the question is, can we make a game against Clemson? Now, to me personally, it's too early to predict ACC championship or even playing against Clemson in the title game. Right now, I think we got to get through the Alabama first and think about Alabama. We can't even worry about that yet. Young Jedi, what's going on?
What up, T2Y?
What's up? Hold on a second. Thank you for the $10 donation, Mo Better Kane. That's a touchdown for the channel. Appreciate that, boss.
Young Jedi was good.
What's good, Miami boy?
Not much. I think the way we play against Alabama, win or lose, that's going to determine the rest of our season. The way we perform against Alabama. If we make it a close game, even if we lose to Alabama and it's close, I say about 10 points at the most. I think we'll have a breakout season because of the fact that how we played against Alabama. Now, if we get blowed out with Alabama, as if we never had a chance from the jump, then we may have some problems down the road, with these other teams. That's just my take on it.
Now to add to what Mo Better Kane is asking, I do think we do run the table in the ACC Coastal next season. I don't think Notre Dame will be here this time around. I don't think it'll be that one division thing, whatever. So I do think we do run the Coastal. Our only loss probably will be to North Carolina if we lose that game. That's what I see going on in the ACC Coastal.
And I was just fixing to say that, T2I. If it wasn't like this season was with an odd number of teams and there were no divisions, if it was a normal season with divisions broke up like they normally are, we'd have played in the ACC title game.
Right. Yeah, like I said, a lot of fans was mad that Notre Dame was here, and I get it. If they wasn't here, it would have been a regular season. We would have played Clemson for the title game. We probably would have lost that game, but nonetheless, we would have played it. But at the end of the day, we didn't made it. We lost horribly to Clemson and then lost to North Carolina horribly. So it wouldn't have made a difference this season.
Now, here's my thing. Here's something I don't think a lot of people look at in that Clemson game. To me, the biggest problem in that Clemson game was all self-inflicted. It was all penalties. You take away that 130 yards of penalties they had, and all of a sudden, that's a maybe 2-score game.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we did shoot ourselves in the foot a lot in that game. That Slim is right about that, especially in the beginning of the game. We had that interception, but I think Nesta, somebody was offsides.
Now keep in mind too that that targeting call against Clemson when Trevor Lawrence got hit in the gut with the helmet. The same thing happened to King, and no call was made or nothing. So you can look at it that way too.
Yeah.
Some calls weren't made in our favor, the same that it was called for Clemson.
And another thing, we gotta stay consistent. We gotta have consistent play. We can't blow out one team 1 week and then come back and play like crap against another team. We gotta play consistent football. I mean, yeah, it's nice. It'd be nice. We go, 3-0. We beat Alabama. We beat, Michigan State and the other teams, and everyone pray, oh, y'all beat Alabama, y'all beat Michigan State, y'all beat you're 3-0. We're riding high once again on cloud 9, everything good. We mess around and we lose or nearly get smoked by NC State or whatever. So we gotta. That's the thing. Focus is another thing. We gotta stay focused on the game. We can't let a big win get to us like that and expect, like what Slim said earlier, to go in and just run over another team, because you don't know what they got for us. You don't know what they could be. They could be ready. They could be coming to play. Just like Carolina, we everybody thought we was gonna steamroll Carolina because of the fact that we beat Duke the way they did, but it was Duke. And even I was thinking, okay, we're not gonna steamroll Carolina, but it's definitely gonna be a win. It's Carolina, but that didn't happen. They did not play the same as they played against Duke. Not even close. That was the thing. They let these run. I mean, all they had to do was stop the run, and they just ran. They just kept running and running. It's like, why? How can you not adjust to what they were doing? They were running. Carolina was basically running the same plays over and over again, and our defense didn't have anything for them. They just kept running them by. They were playing the same plays.
And it's the easy thing to blame the coach for it. But at some point, players got to take responsibility too. If you see what they're doing, just like you see what they're doing, why aren't you making the adjustment yourself?
True.
Yeah. But what I saw in that game with the Carolina game, it was just the O-line was just being our D-line. It was just that simple. Our D-line, all the players on the D-line was making the wrong reads, and we just kept on getting blown up. And then we was just too far back, and we couldn't come back from that point.
The quarterback was just chilling, man. He just handled it and said, go ahead. Well, they ain't going to stop us. Go ahead and just run this and get a touchdown. That's how it looked. Passes, man.
What's your guys' take on Manny calling more plays on the defense? Well, he's gonna be calling the plays. So what you guys take on him? According to brother Jay Blaze, he wants to know question to everybody. How do you feel about Manny Diaz having more responsibility, being a head coach and calling plays on defense?
I'm gonna say the same thing I say about every head coach. That's what you have a coordinator for.
Yeah.
So why is Blake
I
still
said
here? If Manny has to assume that position and call the plays, why do we have Blake?
That's what I said. That's what I asked earlier, TT. Why
Oh,
is he there?
It's all friendship. It's all because of their friendship.
first of all, I would like to say,
I don't think Blake's been
I have a dream. Two, what's up, Jedi? Slim, you
What's
still
up?
on concussion protocol, and my boy, I see you with the coat on. But anyway, so my thing is that looking at the aspect of what we got, the reason why he still got Blake Baker, that's his homeboy from the 5th grade. So he's not gonna get rid of him. So he might well drop that talk. And he gonna call the plays, which he should have did this past season, instead of letting Blake Baker call him, because the fact is he should have been put him in a high chair and that child, the child booster seat, and he should have been calling him play this past season and let him learn more if he's gonna do that. Now he's just trying to save his partner and keep a check coming so he can pay that child support if he get put on child support. That's all he got him there for. Just so he can get his criteria up. That's all. So he can move on to a better position somewhere else. That's it.
Well,
But my thing is,
don't nobody want to hear this, but in year 2, you don't know a whole lot either, especially when you're changing your defense. Now, I'll give you a perfect example. I did the linebackers look worse last year because you switched from a 4-3 to a 4-2-5. Everybody saw it. They put Romeo Finley in that striker position, and so now all of a sudden you have downhill running linebackers that you want to drop into coverage. Well, they're too big to drop into coverage because they're downhill running linebackers. You got Romeo Finley trying to keep up with a slot receiver. Romeo Finley, 6'2", 230 pounds. Only a damn fool's gonna try and do that. Now you have Gilbert Fryerston doing it, and he looks a hell of a lot better. But if you're going to switch to coverage linebackers, you have to let them work coverage linebackers. And right now we have a roster with 4-3 linebackers. So that's why I say Blake shouldn't have gone anywhere. He ain't even had enough time to get the players in for the system that he needs yet.
So
they could have put that man in a booth or something and got another hire another defensive coordinator.
You don't think we've seen the ceiling of Blake yet?
No, because he's still young. It's his first Power 5 job.
See, but we as fans, we are thirsty and we do not want to sit back and earn.
I get that. And I was talking all about the U83 about this. I said, no matter how tired of waiting we are, and that includes me, that doesn't change the process or how long that process takes. And all you're doing every time you fire somebody or fire a head coach is start back from square one. I said it in 2019, but didn't nobody want to hear it. What happens every time any program hires a new head coach? You have a worse record than you did the year before with your last head coach. And that's exactly what happened last year. It's almost universal across the board. It happened.
Brother Jay Blaze with a $5 donation said, "Much love, you family. We'll see what takes place this season. One team, one heartbeat, one family. The U. Appreciate that, boss.
Pretty much.
Time for the channel. Really appreciate that." Yeah. So basically,
I get it. A lot of fans don't want to hear it. I hate hearing it, but it's just a simple fact of how things go. And that's why people use the example of Dabo Swinney, because they actually gave him the time, also knowing that he was a first-time head coach.
Okay, so Anthony says, panel, I'm kind of surprised with the hire of T. Rob, being that he's connected to Will Muschamp, that we didn't hire as well. Well, Muschamp. Um, what's your take on Muschamp? What you guys think about Muschamp and you know possibly bringing Muschamp to Miami? Because I've been hearing Muschamp been turning down jobs from left to right already.
Well, here's the thing: if Muschamp takes a job, South Carolina doesn't have to pay him that buyout. So he's fixing to do the same thing Butch Jones did. He's fixing to sit somewhere in an analyst position while he collects that check from South Carolina. But he's a
Yep.
hell of a defensive coordinator.
Right. I
At the
hope
end
that.
at the end of the day, going back with what CJ said a couple of days
Um,
yesterday, at the end of the
mommy,
day,
mommy boy, you might have to go out and come back in because your voice is sounding like a chipmunk right now.
All you gotta do, just mute it and unmute it. It should work after that. Uh,
what about now?
oh
Good.
yeah, you gotta
Nah,
go back. You gotta
yeah, you
go out.
gotta go out and come back.
Yeah, you
Just
gotta go out and come back.
the link in the chat. Just click and come back in.
But I'm telling you, if even if we hire Muschamp and stuff, I don't think Manny would just give up his whole defensive scheme like that. I don't. No coach
Yeah,
would do that. Just let somebody come in
Good.
and
yeah,
just
yeah. There you go.
hand over the book, and just, oh, you can do whatever you want to.
I think in somewhat of a point, I think Manny is scared to actually give up calling defense because if he lets somebody else comes in and call defense, think about it. That defensive coordinator might be a candidate to replace him. So I think in somewhat that's what he fears.
I
Yeah.
don't think it's so much that. I think that it's exactly what he just said. Look at Georgia. Kirby Smart hired a guy that runs the same kind of defense he does. Look at
Yep.
Alabama. Nick Saban hires a guy that runs the same defense he does. That all defensive minded coaches do it. All offensive minded coaches.
And that's exactly why we never have any change from year to year when they bring in new guys. It's the same old exact thing. If
I
Manny
just
wants change on the team, he got to go against what he always does.
I just think it's like what Coach Hayes said. That defense is his baby, and he ain't gonna let. It's hard to let go of that baby, but it's hard to let go of that baby. That's all I gotta say.
And not even that. We've seen Manny's defense work. So why
Hmm.
exactly should we get away from it? Okay, we
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
have the All Americans this year like we had in the past couple of
Um,
years. But look at Alabama's defense last year. Was terrible compared to what it usually is.
I
You're
got
not
somebody in
we're
the
not
back, but I can't see who it is.
The
Whoever's in the
only
back, I already
problem
have five on, so it won't let me even see who you are.
the only problem that I say with the team, we just have to, if the coaches just get better at developing players, man, we'll be way better. Like, we'll be playing Clemson every year in the ACC championship. We might not win, but one of them years Clemson might slip up and we might win. It's just, if we learn how to develop players and be consistent, we'll be a great program again. And it's like, when you don't develop players, when you play sorry teams like
That
Georgia
was CJ.
Tech and
Yeah.
stuff, when you play sorry teams like Georgia Tech and stuff, you gonna slip up because the players think, oh, we gonna win. Nobody disciplined out there. We getting penalty calls on us. It's just horrible. It's just mistakes costing us seasons, and people just don't notice that.
Yep.
Been,
I think the
been,
lack of
been saying it. Been
Yeah.
saying it.
Yep. Yep.
I think the lack of discipline is the biggest problem. And I mean, we've seen development of defensive players, but we haven't seen development of offensive players. Well, what's the difference? We've had consistency in the coaching staff on the defensive side, but not the offensive side.
Either way,
Oh no.
at the end of the day, we can have the greatest defensive coordinator on the planet, the greatest offensive coordinator on the planet. Well, it ain't gonna matter until we win an ACC championship, a bowl game, or a natty. And that's just how it is because it's been how long, so many years, and we ain't really won nothing big since 2001. So that's what most of the Canes fans worried about. Like, yeah, you could bring somebody in that's top, but the question is he gonna bring a natty home? He gonna bring an ACC championship home? He gonna bring a bowl game home? That's the big question.
Pretty
Well,
much.
and to that point, you're off by a few years. We're making New Year's Six games all the way till 2005. So I think it comes from Alabama and the run that they've had, that everybody's just focused on the natty.
Yeah.
But I think people need to focus on, okay, we've won one bowl game since 2006. You need to focus on that first. Then you need to focus on winning a New Year's Six game. Then you need to focus on playoffs.
Slim, I agree with you, but we got Canes fans out there, man. They stuck in the past. They stuck, man, our tradition. We the Miami Hurricanes. No matter. We need it now. We got to do this now. You know what I'm saying? So,
and I get it. I do. Believe me. I want to see them win just as much as anybody. But you know what? Here's something else that people tend to overlook. College football goes in cycles. Alabama was in the garbage for 20 years before Nick Saban got there. You couldn't find an Alabama fan from the mid-90s until 2008.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Very true.
To everybody. No, Nebraska was on top for 40 years.
Yeah, you can't find a Nebraska fan right now.
So,
you want to know the only difference between when Alabama and Georgia were bad and when teams like Miami and Tennessee were on top? Literally, the only difference is when Miami and Tennessee were on top and Georgia and Alabama were bad, there was no YouTube. There was no social media. ESPN wasn't what it is now.
There wasn't no transfer portal either.
Nope.
Well, you know what, though? Players been transferring forever. Troy Aikman transferred.
Yeah, but it wasn't like today.
Yeah, it ain't as easy as it is today.
Yeah.
There is more of it today, no doubt. And more high-profile players than what it used to be.
Val.
Yeah, but we can't.
Val says you're making a lot of excuses, Slim.
But we can't let these transfers affect the development of the players that we got now. You know that how the developed players the players that's already there from high school gonna feel they let these transfers come in, taking a spot, taking over, and it's like, okay, then why am I here? If you're gonna keep taking, you're gonna be getting all these transfers in. Why I got to play? I might as well just transfer myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't like depending on transfers. And to the point, whatever that comment was, I just brought up, I'm not making excuses for anybody. I'm not saying any of these coaches are going to be worth a damn. All I'm saying is I ain't seen enough of them yet to determine whether they're going to be any good. Because you just don't know in 2 years. You don't. Because guess what? If you want to go off a 2-year span, Nick Saban would have fired Alabama. Alabama would have fired Nick Saban.
He won a national championship with LSU, so I don't know. I don't think they would have.
Well, he was already a proven coach, but
yeah,
I mean, if you want to go off a 2-year span, name anybody that's won a national title within 2 years of getting there that wasn't handed a national title ready team.
But Slim, I'm not saying I want a national title with like Manny being there. I want us making it to the ACC championship and not getting blown out by UNC and not getting blown out by Clemson, because we shouldn't have got blown out by UNC at all, and we could have stayed within 14 points with Clemson. It's just the little mistakes we doing is just making me mad because we could be way better than we are. Like even with the bowl game, we lost the bowl game. I mean, yeah, people was happy, but it's a loss, and I was just mad at it because it's like we could have won that game if we wouldn't have fumbled with Chaney. All them things that they called on us, we could have won the game if we ain't fumbled the ball with the little replay, and we could have won the game and Pope didn't drop the ball, and that all comes back to coaching because nobody getting developed out there.
You don't develop catching the ball in college. You're not a 5-star receiver, and you got to be taught how to catch the ball. That starts well before you get to college.
Yeah, you got to have them hands. But either way, man, we're gonna have to see this season. Either way, we can talk about it all day. We can see what's going down, what's real, but we won't know until they hit the field this season. We ain't gonna know what's really gonna happen.
Now, other than Manny, bringing in T-Rob, bringing back Jess Simpson, and the whole situation with Blake, are you guys satisfied with the coaching staff on defense?
Blake Baker still there, so you answer that own question.
Yeah.
I can't teach you why I can't even answer that question until I got to see what's going down. Like CJ, I ain't drinking that Kool-Aid. I got to see what's going down first. I mean,
Ooh.
it's just I got to see.
Like I told CJ earlier, they did better than I thought they were going to do. I was happy with them.
Yeah.
So I mean, it all depends on your perspective on what you think they're going to do.
Well, are you really happy with them? Like, are you really happy with a win just being a win? Like, are you really happy with it?
You can't be happy because, like I said, it all comes down to the committee. I mean, yeah, we won, but it's going to affect the way how we rank and who we and if we can get to the playoffs. We can go undefeated and beat every team by a point. But you know the committee ain't gonna let us in the playoffs. Oh, they play this team.
Yeah, ugly wins gonna get you in the playoffs or in the championship.
Yeah.
Actually, I disagree because look at 2017. Everything was ugly win, and we were ranked number 2 in the country.
Yeah, we was ranked number 2 after beating number 3 Notre Dame. That's what got us up over that hump.
Yeah, we was blowing out teams then.
Yeah,
we was going into that game. We was number 7 in the country. So,
but every win was an ugly win. Laughed at the cardiac canes all year.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is
without
Notre Dame being number 3 and us beating them, we wouldn't have been up in the number 2s. Or
and not only that, Virginia Tech was ranked. I think they was like number 12, whatever. When we beat them in 2017, they was also pretty good that season too. So that was a big win.
Yeah, it's hard to compare 2017 to this season.
Yeah.
Actually, I mean, like I said, I was just talking about the point of getting into the playoffs. But it's like I said a few minutes ago, playoffs not to that level, and it takes time to get to that level.
Well, I mean the bowl. I agree. I want to win a bowl game first.
Yeah.
If he wins a bowl game, I say it's a approved season. But if he can't even win a bowl game, it's not an improvement to me.
Now look at this bowl game here. 2 for sure touchdowns were dropped, and 3 for sure passes could have been intercepted if the corners would have turned their heads around. Now you're going to say that's coaching too? Every corner knows to turn their head around, look for the ball.
I mean, it's coaching because we recruited them.
Exactly.
But they're all 4 and 5
stars. We the ones
stars.
who offered them. They didn't offer themselves. We offered them.
Okay, well, one of them we pulled from Alabama.
I mean, you gotta look at it this way. When those guys go out and recruit those guys, they saw something in them that they thought would fit their system, or thought they would fit perfectly at Miami. So at the end of the day,
if they went to Alabama, if Alabama offered them and they went out there on the first game and played like they did, they played the whole season for us, they would have been benched. They would have been benched the second game. They would have been on the bench. They would have transferred somewhere else. We didn't bench them. We let them play. We let the wide receivers play. We ain't give nobody else no other chance. And it looked bad on the coaching.
But you say, once again, we're bringing up nobody else got a chance. Every corner on the roster played this year. Every wide receiver on the roster played this year. They all dropped passes. They all caught passes. But we're not seeing 70 to 80% of what the coaches are seeing. We're making assumptions based off of
that. Yeah, I mean, from a fan standpoint, we can only go off what we seeing on the field.
Yeah.
So if those guys, like you said earlier, if those guys are doing terrible on the field and they're not putting somebody else in, maybe it's something that we don't see in practice. But nonetheless, game time changed everything. Some players are practice players and some players are game time players. You'll see the difference once you put them on the field. Put them on the field.
Some players
but in one of the plays when we played last game, our bowl game, I forgot the name of the wide receiver. I think it was 88 or something. They put him in first play. He snagged the ball. Like he caught it. He ain't catch it with his chest. He got it with his two hands. His two hands. It was out of bounds, but he caught it with his two hands. I didn't see that almost all season. It was out of bounds, and they still ain't even play him like that. They put Harley and them boys back in, and they look like garbage time, and it's garbage time. So it's just Manny guaranteeing players time. That's what it is. Look at McLeod. He guaranteed the boy time. The boy ain't play good. It's just we it's bad coaching.
I ain't got nothing else to say. Jedi, take it from here. That's all I want to say.
Now, let's
Just take
Jedi,
it.
hey,
Just take it
Jedi,
from here.
Jedi, real talk.
right.
Real talk. That was real talk right there. That was the truest shit you ever said, Jedi.
Now that he's absolutely right. Me and OG were talking about that earlier. That's what I will put on Manny all day long when the players are not performing and you don't at least try somebody out to see if they're going to do better.
Only thing. Okay. How many of y'all in here actually play football with good friends, with good players?
I have.
That's a question.
I haven't played football at all. I just watch it.
I play with good players.
I played with some of the best.
I played, but they went to college. I don't know what happened after that though.
I
Played in
played,
high school.
So I went to Alabama State to go play too, but you
I
know,
played with one of Miami's greatest wide receivers. Well, I wouldn't say greatest, but he's up there. Travis Benson.
fastest.
Yeah, you can say fastest.
He was quick.
Yeah,
No doubt about that.
but
Yeah.
you know, well, I almost went to Miami with Atari James. Do that count? Me and Atari James were supposed to go to Miami together.
Only thing I can say is I want to see coaches actually develop these players. Now, to what Slim is saying, that some of these coaches aren't around long enough to even see if they made a difference or not. But that's what we want to see. We want to see players get developed. We don't want to have to go get a rental every year out the transfer portal. These transfer portal, every time we get a guy at the transfer portal, we all excited and stuff, and they come in and they look great because they've been developed somewhere else. So why can't we have the same where if one of our guys hit it, anywhere they go, somebody will love them because guess what? They've been developed.
Now this is just a theory. This is just a theory. Tell me what y'all think. Me personally, the reason I think Manny keeps going to the transfer portal is because the coaching staff, Manny, Blake James, they're listening to social media and they're listening to the fan base hollering about they want to win now. So that's why they're going to the transfer portal, trying to get players to help them win now.
I mean, to a certain point, as a coach, you got a 5-year contract. You gotta win games. And if the team that you have right now can't do it, of course you're gonna go out and get the improved players to do it because at the end of the day, your job is on the line. So that's why I see Manny going into the portal a lot to get players to try to get those 1 or 2, 3 extra wins for the season to keep him in the office.
That's that microwave dynasty. What you say?
Hey, Mark Rick had a 5-year contract too, and how quick did the fan base run him out?
I mean, at the end of the day, if you're winning games, if you're going into the portal getting guys and you're winning games, it does make it look a little bit better than going, with the guys that you got that you can't develop. And next thing you know, you got 6, 7 losses on your schedule.
You want to know what you end up with? You end up with LSU. You end up with a national title season and then a 3-win season.
Now,
Facts.
if you going off of that too, you can think about it. Right now, we load up on talent, and then we go into the next season and we win a championship. That 20-year drought is done. The fans are going to be happy until it's another 15 years from now or so.
No, they ain't going to be happy with a 3-win next year. They
won't be crying. They won't be crying to fire you. You just brought a championship. You just ended a drought for 20-some years.
Yes, they will. Stop it.
I'm saying.
Would you? everybody
really
here,
is.
would you, if Manny brought us a championship right now, and then for the next 2 seasons he's pure trash, would y'all be yelling to fire him?
Man, CJ be hollering to fire that fool in 5 minutes.
Hey, let me tell you something, man. I'm saying right now, let's fire him. I'm saying let's right now fire him. It's gonna happen anyway, eventually, because he's gonna be the Bush Davis. Just like T2Y said, he's
Let's,
gonna be the Bush Davis, and somebody else gonna come in and take over.
let's see what the chat got to say. If Manny,
But Davis didn't get fired.
hold on, let me get.
Well, I mean, he gonna get fired. I ain't saying Bush Davis got fired, but I'm saying somebody gonna take over the talent that he brought in. That's what I'm saying.
Somebody let Get Down get on. I can't bring him in with everybody in. So somebody.
I'm about to be out, man. So
all right, well, Slim
No,
Joe.
everybody jump shit. Don't y'all go no goddamn well.
The chat. Now, like I said, if Manny were to load up on talent, not the portal or whatever, Miami do a one shot, win the championship right now. It's been about 20-something years, and then the next 2 seasons it goes downhill. Would y'all be mad at that?
Yeah. And let me tell you why, because if you a real Miami Hurricanes fan, you really went. I mean, yeah, you'll win a championship next year, but like, I would love to see us just getting better and getting better and getting better and going to big time bowl games and winning them, playing Clemson in the ACC championship every year, then eventually getting into the playoffs and stuff. I wouldn't want to see. Oh, right there, we just got a championship and lose the next 2 seasons, because then it's just like it's over. It's gonna be over quick. It ain't gonna show how we got better. It's gonna be like out of nowhere. We just won something and it was gone. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't want it that way. I would want us to just keep on growing our program.
I'll tell you this much, y'all. I have a dream that if we win one national championship and we still got Manny, then we would never won that championship to begin with, because he gonna mess it up some kind of way. We would never won on that championship. Now with Manny, we're not gonna win one. We wouldn't even win one. He don't know how to prepare. He don't know how to adjust. He don't know how to develop. He don't even know what kind of coaching staff he want. We ain't even gonna get no championship out of him. Not one.
That's why I'm asking, because, like I said, it's been a drought. But if Manny were to bring a championship right now, and then next thing you know, he just fall off for the next 2 seasons, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of Canes fans that would say, okay, he got the job done. He do look stink right now. Let's see if he can pull it together. And then after that, they'll be like, get him up out of here. Like
But
most
if
of
we
the
being realistic, that won't happen.
just like Larry Coker. We're just speaking hypothetically. Because, I mean, the transfer portal is something that's being brought up all the time. Get down. What's going on with you, boss?
I gotta go. I'm gonna holler at y'all.
all right, CJ.
Dang, CJ, you just all right.
Give it a few minutes. I'll be right back.
What's going on? Get down.
Man, there's so much going on. First of all, man, I'm gonna start with the problem. I think I just read Manny Diaz gonna be the head coach and he gonna call his defensive plays.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what that is? That's putting a band-aid on the problem. The problem, if the head coach got to be the defense coordinator and call the plays, that means you ain't got one.
We don't need them.
4th and 27. First of all, let me just let the guys know, T2Y, who don't know who I am. I've been a Hurricane fan since 1983. I've been here when the wheels fell off, and I'm still here. I've seen the great defensives, I've seen the great defensive coordinators, and I've seen the great players. And Blake, he's a good guy, because Manny won't get rid of him. He might be a good father, but he ain't no good DC, not for the University of Miami. He had Gregory Russo, 3rd string, until Patrick got hurt. 2nd string got hurt. Then he discovered Gregory Russo, because the U is too big for him. He's not used to that South Florida talent. And then his La Tech track record, they ain't never won nothing. They ain't even never won their conference. So, and then my other problem is with our receiver coach. And don't get me wrong, I ain't got nothing against number 6, but he ain't did enough for us all year. Fumble punts, drop balls, and I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. All them great freshmen that's sitting on the bench watching him do that, they're gonna go to Georgia, Florida State, Florida, and other colleges because they ain't put the best talent on the field.
That's what I said.
It's been 20 years since we won a national title. It ain't gonna happen because we getting guys from the transfer portal. It's gonna start with the coaches, man. They got to know. We gotta have championship coaches. In 2001, our special team coach. Do anybody on this line know who it was? It was Don Solinger, one of the best coaches in Dade County. In 2001, our O-line coach. Do anybody know who it was? It was Art Kehoe. He had 5 national titles with the University of Miami. Our receiver coach in 2001. Do anybody know who he was? He was the reason why the New Orleans Saints getting off right now is C.J. Curtis Johnson. All these guys' names I'm calling, they were integral parts of us being number 1. Did we have studs? Of course we had studs, but we had stud coaches. We can't have dud coaches. Manny doing all that talking about if you don't come to Miami, you're going to get your butt kicked. And North Carolina coming in, scoring basketball point games and PlayStation point numbers. Right. He got to get his, hey, T2Y, just like you don't raise the bar with your podcast, he got to raise the bar with his coaching. He can't talk that big talk and bring out the wrestling ring in the offseason and then let North Carolina come in there and score 62 points because you got a guy that can't handle the defense.
Yep. It's like it's being said, man. We want 5-star and 4-star guys, but we got 2-star coaches.
That's what it is, bro. And we ain't developing nobody. I read in the comment somebody said Jess Simpson ain't developed nobody. Well, Rod Likens ain't either. The receiver coach and Blake Baker ain't neither. I mean, we ain't stopped the nosebleed, really, man. And even after North Carolina scored 62 points, Oklahoma State scored 21 points in the first quarter of a so-called bowl game at home. The problem's still there.
And as terrible as Florida State's been all season, they had the answer for North Carolina.
No, man, they hit North Carolina in the mouth. I was at the game. I live in Tallahassee with my Hurricane shirt on, embarrassed. Come on, man. Come on, dog. And guess what?
$5 donation. Appreciate that.
Guess what? Hey, T2Y, somebody blogged the other day talking about they happy and excited about the showdown with Alabama. I'm not. They might score 80. The great Nick Saban just reload. Them coaches ain't playing no coaching games up there. We don't want none of that.
I'm not looking forward to that one, to be honest.
They gonna score like 100 on.
Right now, we can't even tell who's gonna be the quarterback.
Man, I'm gonna be walking slow. I'm gonna be walking slow to that game, bro. I don't want none of that. Better get your food. Get your food. I need to put on my seatbelt.
Hey, T2Y, remember how you asked that question? If Manny bringing a national championship and then we lose the next season, we shouldn't have to do that. We should have to reload, just like we said with Besabe. We should have to reload. We shouldn't have to be asking that type of question. If Manny brought home a championship, he should know. Hey, we won. We gonna reload. We gonna do it again.
Man, guess what?
That's the thing with Manny. He don't reload. He goes to the transfer portal.
He go to exactly. He goes straight to the portal.
The next 2 seasons or so.
Yep.
Even just 1 season. That's why when they leave, the guys that behind them never got the time to develop.
Man, you know what, bro? We can't win on the PlayStation. We can't win it all on the PlayStation. How we gonna win it if come on, man? You still got Ohio State out there. You still got Alabama out there. You still got Clemson out there. How we going? You still got North Carolina that just beat us. Come on, man. They ain't going nowhere. So,
that's another thing too. A lot of people saying, "Oh, this guy didn't have this kind of practice. That guy didn't have that kind of practice." Some of these kids are instinctive players. Some of these kids got that natural talent. That's why we recruited them to begin with. We went out there, saw them on the field doing what they were doing. When you don't see that in practice, that don't mean necessarily that kid is not a dog. You just got to put him in there. You just got to give him that chance. And most of them are not getting that chance. They just sitting on the sideline when these other guys are messing up.
Check this out. You T2Y, you right. I can name you 3 receivers that was better than Pope, man. That strong Pope was so weak. And I ain't bashing the kid because he's somebody's family member, but I'm just telling you what he's doing on the field. He's too small to break away from anybody. He's too weak to hold on to the football, and he can't catch. You got the Johnson kid you got the Washington kid, you got number 83 that was playing, you got the kid from Jacksonville. All them boys better than him. And what's gonna happen? That's why kids transfer out. That's why that safety transferred out. The hard hitter that we would have needed all year long. Cause you know why? Them coaches were putting the wrong guys on the field, and they weren't gonna put up with it. He left. He hit it, man. And you know what's sad to say? Some more gonna hit it.
Right. I mean, you even see one of the most loyal Miami Hurricane, N'Kosi Perry. He's hit it.
Yep.
Man,
You know
hey, if N'Kosi hit it, you know there's a problem on the inside. Now maybe the handwriting was on the wall that the 5-star Garcia kid, he gonna be our quarterback day one. Now that King hurt, and maybe that's the music that he got, and he couldn't, and he couldn't accept it. Me, I like N'Kosi, but at the same time, I want the best guy on the field. And if it's a true freshman, 17 years coming in with milk around his mouth, hey, freshmen show out at Alabama. The only reason why they don't show out at Miami because Miami don't know who to put the right ones on the field. Nick don't care where you from and what your classification is.
Man, Nick pulled Jalen Hurts in the championship game.
For a freshman.
And
he threw it to another freshman that just won the Heisman and scored so many touchdowns that I thought it was a PlayStation game.
My thing too is if they do decide to give that start to Jake Garcia, because King ain't come in, because of the injury, and Jake Garcia go out there and ball out, or Tyler, whoever he give it to, just using Jake Garcia,
right?
If this guy is hot and is doing great things, when King get ready to come back, do you pull this guy now? Somebody with hands.
No, but let me tell you, T2Y, it's an ACL tear. That's like that. To be honest, he wouldn't be playing until December if he do come back in December, he wouldn't even be his full self because it actually take up to 2 years to get back to your full self, your full potential. So what I was thinking was he's just gonna train at Miami, like train and throw the ball a lot and just train at practice and stuff, and then enter the draft and do the combine. But he gonna do like every drill in the combine. Cause most QBs don't throw, but he gonna have to throw and do all that. He gonna have to do everything they offer for him, and we just gonna have to start Garcia all year or something like that. Cause if King come back, he ain't gonna be able to run like that. So what we gonna use him for?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. He ain't gonna be ready. He ain't gonna be ready.
We gotta be logical. That's why I was so mad when we lost Perry.
There you go.
And that's another thing. Not having Perry take away that safe net from him.
Right. Well, now you'll see the true value of the recruits that we got. I like Tyler Van Dyke, and then we got the other kid from out there in California. So, it'll be other freshman quarterbacks get off, man. I hate that Perry left. The young man that was just talking, I done heard you talk on T2Y thing. Hey, man, you way beyond your years. You right. Everything you said was correct, young man. And I hate it when Perry left too. But guess what? Come on, Jake Garcia. Come on, Tyler Van Dyke. The quarterbacks we got in the house, they got to go. But that ain't what our problem is. Hey, our problem is we can't stop a Pee Wee or Pop Warner football team that put on the North Carolina logo on their helmet. We're gonna be in trouble, brother.
It's either that or that orange pop.
I know our coaches ain't gonna figure it out. So they got they talking about the players, the coaches got to coach up, man. I'm sorry. I done been around too long. You can't just tell me this and get me excited cause you gonna call the plays. If you calling the plays, then why play Baker there? That's just like me calling another man in my house to be daddy. Ain't nobody gonna be daddy to my kids. Unless somebody T2Y. Hey, T2Y, if you ever hear somebody being daddy to get down Brian kids, man, you better come get me, dog. and I got you. Cause somebody done kidnapped me, bro. You don't bring nobody. Come on, man. But listen, man, I ain't gonna be selfish to my kids. I got them in the car.
Well, that's
I had to chime in.
If he gonna be the one calling the plays, if he gonna be the one calling the plays, then you might as well free up some cap.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, man.
I mean, what is he gonna be doing? Why Manny calling the play? What he gonna be doing? Pouring Gatorade? You're supposed to be the defensive coordinator. What you gonna be doing? I mean, you're gonna be putting ice in the cup. What are you? You're a defensive coordinator. They run defenses unless you can't do it, and Manny know you can't do it. So Manny's showing me a chink in his armor.
I asked that same question to why Blake? What he on the fit? What they need for if Manny be calling plays?
That's why you don't hire your friends and family. That's why you don't hire friends and family, because when they
can't do it, man.
Decisions, they can't do it.
Nick Saban, he got turnover rate for his coaches, but he made coaches great coaches because he have no room for error, man.
Now, what you can say about Nick too is all his coaches that's been under him, they go on for success other places.
Absolutely, man. Because you know what? Because they learn from the best, man. The man is the best, for real. Yeah,
but I don't like.
Blake-wise, I think Blake got to go. I think Blake shouldn't be here right now. He's taking up cap space.
Hey, fellas, Blake should have been gone after 4th and 27. You don't supposed to get 4th and 27 T2Y on the PlayStation. It's hard to get 4th and 27. This should have been fired right then. I was the only one saying it. Nobody else. I ain't trying to call nobody out, but I'm just saying, no other podcast guy was saying he need to go. Oh, leave him alone. And come on, man. I know football. I know football.
Yeah, Blake gotta go.
Okay, thank you, Jet. Thank you.
But I've been saying that though, Blake.
Yeah.
Now, I've been saying it too, but I knew you weren't gonna leave. Everybody, just give him leave him alone. And then when I saw that North Carolina, I was like, yeah, man, the writing is on the wall. The writing is on the wall. The guy gotta go.
The guy gotta go, man. Hey,
I'm like, damn, you can't.
Hey, fellas, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna go. Keep it Blake Baker. It's just like having the stinking trash can in the house and you don't ever take it out. You just, you cleaning up the house, but the trash can is still on the inside. Come on, man, throw the trash out. Take the trash out.
Exactly.
But now look, when the trash,
I like that.
I like that.
I like that.
When the trash still in there, we can't throw any more trash in there.
And right, the trash can full and it's running over. Take the trash out, man. It's stinking here. It's stinking the Hurricanes locker room.
Oh man. He ain't lying, man. He ain't lying.
And Blake already know it too, man. On all his social medias, that joker shut down all comments. He don't.
Man, they eating him up, man. Hey, they eating him up, and I ain't got to, man. But listen, man, I ain't got nothing but love for you guys. I still love you. T2Y, keep doing what you do. Hey, bro. Hey, Jit, man. Hey, I enjoyed y'all letting me in. Appreciate y'all making room for me. And T2Y, man, you know I'm gonna be in touch with you, baby.
All right, boss, take it easy, man. All love.
All love here too, man. Hey, go Canes, and get me the schedule after Alabama game, man. I don't want to see it.
All
right, fellas.
Man.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Later.
Yeah, man. That first game.
I'm gonna beat up proud. You know, I live in Atlanta, so
that first game gonna be tough to watch. I ain't gonna lie, cause we ain't gonna know what to expect.
No, I keep telling you, man. I keep telling you, we can analyze, we can talk all we want, man, but we won't know until they take the field.
We can just hope for the best right now.
Yeah.
But the whole Blake situation, yeah, Blake don't need to be here, man. Blake right now, he's just a salary cap that could be cleared up for somebody else.
That's what
we
I'm
can put
saying.
that money into some better use. If Manny gonna call the plays on defense, then why do we need him?
Exactly. That blew my mind.
No.
That blew my mind right there when he said, "I'm gonna call the play. I'm gonna run a defense, but I'm gonna have but Blake Baker. He's still gonna be on the side." I'm like, what? Really? Like for what?
What do you need him for? You finna do yours and his job.
Oh man, what moral support? That's pretty much it.
And then you talking about open up the bank books so we could get some good, defensive guys down here. Then what you keeping Blake for? Get him out of here. Get
That's
somebody in here.
FSU Rose, what's up, homie?
Man. That's what we got, man, going into next season. We got Manny Diaz, Blake Baker, good high end T-Rob. Let's see if they actually let him do what he want to do. Jess Simpson, he's gonna be on the defensive line. Strode is out, so
okay. T2Y, Young Jedi. If we give Alabama a good game, if we don't win, I don't think we're gonna win. But if we give them at least a really good game, some competition, how would you feel about the rest of the season?
Now, do we play great against Alabama and lose, and then play down to all other opponents? Oh, we got somebody in the back. Derek, what's going on with you, boss?
Yo, hello.
Yeah, what's going on, man?
What's up, T2R? Y'all, what's up, y'all boys in the room? Everybody?
What's up?
All right, what's good with you, man?
What's going on?
Nah, man, I just had to call. I had to see y'all boys cutting up right now. I had to call because, like, okay, I'm from here in the Gables, bro, and we try to tell people about the freshman, that freshman receiver core. That's different from like y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we hear you.
Oh no, that freshman receiver core. I can understand the linebacker, but the receiver is different. Like the caller said before about the 4 receivers better than Pope, but yes, they are better than Pope, but do they understand what's going on out there on the field? It's more than just catching and running. Because I had the discussion with a fan at the game. I'm like, do they know? All right, if this defense is playing cover 3, they route change out there. Like a freshman don't know that type of stuff like instantly like that. You just can't put them out there and do that. This is why I'm saying like the receiver thing is a whole different concept. So that's why I say you can't be so hard. We hard on the receivers, but I understand why they play the young receivers too. And then I talked to some of the parents too, and that's what
my question to that is if the receivers, the young receivers, are the coaches not taking them into study film, study defensive tendencies and all that stuff?
That takes 2 years to learn. That don't take. You can't play that right then and there.
That's what I'm saying though. If the coaches
So
are
how did freshmen like at Alabama and stuff? How did they just come in?
What you mean? At Alabama, the number 6 was running go routes. Like he wasn't go routes in Bubble Springs. He wasn't really running routes.
My thing is, a lot of schools you see a lot of wide receivers starts as a freshman. So basically they're being coached and taught how to study defense, how to study coverage. So
it depends what school it is. Alabama and Ohio State, you got a fair point. But when you talking about like other schools before that, it's not too many true freshmen out there playing unless they more talented than the next one already.
And that's what I'm saying. I want coaches that's going to teach them like Alabama's to start right away. I want our wide receivers to come in as freshmen and being taught where they could go out and start as a true freshman.
Yeah, because I had a discussion with one of them. I'm like, all right, if the defense running cover 3 right now, what do you do? Okay, your route is a post. Like, okay, do you run it at 7 yards or do you run it at 5? Or do you run it at 9? If the receiver delays and he takes the wrong route, the quarterback throws the interception. But guess who looks bad? The quarterback and the offensive coordinator. But the receiver ran the wrong route. This is why I was saying like it's more than just putting the receiver out there. He got to understand the concepts of what's going on out there too.
Right, I get what you're saying with experience, with time come experience, but some of those receivers, like I said, some of those receivers have that instinct, have been studying tape in college, not just in college, but in high school also. So if you
Yeah,
got
because
a
I had I talked to. Oh yeah, just like the transition in the NFL too, the same thing. That's the reason why some of the receivers don't play like immediately in the NFL too, because there's a whole different concept to it too. They know what to do, but now okay, this type of coverage, what do you do now? Or this type, or when he playing bump and run inside release, what do you do? Like if the receiver, whenever you have to think out there, if you have to think, you already behind in the play already. So that's killing the development of the player and that's killing the development of the receiver and the confidence of the receiver. So that's what breaks everything down. That's why you don't play them young.
see, but that's what I'm saying. Every
I
other
mean,
school that
I
knows
be
how
trying
to
to stay quiet. I be
film,
listening to the. I
that's what I'm saying. Even in the chat right now, they're saying
but yeah,
Georgia
every other
plays
school, but then,
freshman.
but
Yeah.
certain, and then no, I no, I get both.
Yeah, you breaking up. You going in and out.
Oh, you get me now? Hold
Yeah, I
on.
can hear you.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, we could hear you.
Yeah, y'all hear me now? Y'all good? I'm
Yeah,
good now. Hold on, me. I had to go in and come. I'm gonna go in and come back out if y'all can hear me.
All right.
yeah. But my thing with coaching, like I said, if you could see those same kids, come out and start for Alabama or Georgia or any other school, you name it, then why can't Miami teach them when they come in to be a true freshman?
Exactly.
Yep.
I mean, any receiver on our team should be ready to go from day one when they come in. They should be taught how to read defenses. They should be taught, film tendencies of defense and everything like that, so they could go out there. If let's just say one or two of our receivers get hurt, they got to go out there and play.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a day one thing. That's a coach. That's a coaching issue. If they're not being taught that from day one, then that's a coaching issue.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
agree.
yo, y'all, I'm good now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hold
uh,
on. We got somebody else in the back. Let me let them. What's going on with you?
Was that in the wolf?
Man? What's your take on this Blake Baker thing, boss?
Man, at the end of the day, it really don't matter. See, you got to understand contracts. If you got to
nah,
pay this man, you got
nah.
to use him.
Who is
You
this?
know what I'm saying?
Static in the
So
background. Nah, it was
that's just
just
how it
good.
is. You got to use him. He getting paid, use him. You know what I'm saying? He got a contract. Hey, it's on him. If he don't want to stay on, he don't want to stay on. But that's on him. The title basically been stripped away from him, so it is what it is.
Yeah,
You can't even stress over it. You did. You can't stress over it because at the end of the day, we gotta pay this man. He might have a clause, so he's gonna get paid anyway.
Yeah.
So use him for whatever his knowledge is in the system. If he got to teach T. Rob or whoever else, that's what you do. You got to use what's in front of you. Utilize what you got. If you got him, you got to pay him anyway. He might as well stay on the staff. He already done had the play calling taken away, so he's no longer the DC. If you don't call the plays, you ain't the DC. I don't care what they call you. That's just period.
That.
and that's what I was telling CJ earlier while we was on the phone. Like when all this Blake Baker stuff came about, I'm like, at the end of the day, we knew Blake weren't gonna go because if you fire Blake, you got to still pay him. It's a contract thing. If you when we fired Al Golden, we still paying Al Golden right now. Al Golden took us to court. He got like 3 mil, so
Yep.
we're still paying him.
Well, he deserved it. At the end of the day, I hate Al Golden. Don't let me say that. But he got fucked too. I don't care how you looked at it. He got it. Nobody came in and knew that you were gonna get sanctions and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Never Shapiro, you know what I'm saying? Well,
How was he supposed to know that? So he got screwed out of the situation too. Now, did he help himself? No, he kept no D'Onofrio. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So he got what he was looking for. You did, but at the same time, when you take all these scholarships away, when they didn't take the scholarships away, the scholarships were still being taken away because people didn't even want to come to us. You know what I'm saying? Because they thought the scholarships were going to be taken away.
Yeah.
So we was on probation when we wasn't even on probation. So we got killed for like 6 years, bro. So like I say, you blame him. I don't like him because what he did a lot of the other players, but he got screwed too.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
see what you're saying on that.
Like you said with the contract situations, man. At the end of the day, if we got Blake, we got Blake. Now, if y'all want to get rid of him and bring somebody in, just know that on the back note, he gonna be still getting paid,
Right.
or somebody gonna pick him up and take off that contract.
Exactly, man. I mean,
My thing is, it ain't about Blake being gone. It's like why he's on the sideline though. I mean, what is his role gonna be on the sideline if Manny gonna be calling all the plays? That's my question.
I'm roll with you on that. But see, it's a lot of things that go behind the scenes, bro, that people don't really even understand. Like for instance, is it the cornerback's coach fault when they playing 12 yards off? You know what I mean? No, if that's what the scheme called for, that's what it is. Is the cornerback coach fault that you don't let him recruit who you want to recruit?
And that's why it's hard to put blame on positional coaches when they're not the ones calling the play schemes. They're just calling their assignments. That's it. But if the scheme called for them to be 10 yards off the ball, they can't do nothing about that.
Yeah.
Right.
Facts, big facts.
And I'm gonna tell you this, and I don't care who don't like it. If anybody think Mike Rump can't coach, you dumb as hell. Rump is a technician. That's what it is. He might be a little dry. You know what I'm saying? But that is the person he is. He's straight up and down. That's who he is. So he might not be the best recruiter. And in fact, to be honest with you, he'd probably be a great NFL cornerback coach because he ain't got to recruit. But he is a technician, and that's what he teach. And if I got a dog, right, and I don't go down and press, you got him playing all coverage, which ain't his strong point. DJ Ivy's supposed to be pressed, bump and run all day. Why? Because he long and he fast. That's simple. But if you got him playing 12 yards off and they throwing bombs on him, that ain't his thing. That ain't his bag. You don't see Mike Tyson in there and tell him to, you know what I'm saying, to be defensive like Mayweather. That don't make no sense. You tell Tyson go in there and knock a bitch out.
Yeah.
Knock his head clean off his body. Have him looking like Martin. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, bro.
So basically, they playing the positions they ain't really supposed to be playing. That ain't fit to play. Basically,
but they ain't playing the scheme.
Yeah.
Scheme. You know what it says? Scheme. They say when it comes to the fight game, scheme make the fight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So there's no way that you can tell me that you're gonna put certain people in any scheme. It don't work like that.
Yeah.
It just don't.
Oh my God. CJ got jokes. He said Blake Baker gonna be in the box eating honey buns and Publix chicken during oh man, but at the end of the day, we just gonna have to watch this play out, man.
That's what I'm saying, man. What I've been saying.
Got the whole spring ahead, got the whole summer. Bama first game, so we just
That's what I've been saying.
Play out, man.
Man, listen.
Buddy at the
if
bottom,
you want to catch Bama at any time next year with they starting quarterback gone, and most of they guys gonna be gone like 6 first rounders, why wouldn't you want to catch them first game?
Facts.
Yeah, but look at it too. We ain't got no quarterback right now. We really don't.
We ain't gonna get beat as bad, but we still gonna get beat.
I mean, right now, who's our quarterback? What experience do we have?
Guess what? So we even on that, right?
We even on that point, but
so now what it take now? It take guess what? The players got to buy in. They got to be on the jugs machine because you got to catch the damn ball. No matter who throwing the ball, you got to catch the shit. You know what I'm saying? So that means the coaches got to be on there. They got to be doing their extra assignment when the coaches ain't there. I'm a football coach. You know what I'm saying? So it boiled down to this here. I don't care what I tell a kid. If a kid ain't got it and it's hard to go get up in the morning at 5 o'clock and go run, that's on him, bro. And that's you gonna get the results you put in. Life is hard, but it's fair. That's as simple as that. It's hard, but it's fair. If you don't do what you're supposed to do, bro, that's on you. You gonna be forever good, but not great. I got a homeboy. He played like 14 years in the CFL. His name Corey Banks. He came and coached on the same program. I coached at Boynton High. I was a DB coach. He came in. He was the DC. What I learned from him coaching, bro, is that you can never tell a kid he did good. Because if you come down, I'm happy as a coach with my corner batting the ball down. I saw the difference between coaching and coaching.
Yeah.
Same thing happened for in front of Corey. I'm like, yeah. And he like, hell no, that ain't good enough. I don't want no damn batted balls. I want picks. You pushing that kid to be higher than what he is. He may not even be athletically gifted, but you let him know that whatever he's doing ain't good enough. We need more from him. I can't have good. I need great. I got great. I can't have that shit. I need perfection. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you push him.
Yeah, when you're a coach, you never can be satisfied.
That's the same thing what Dion said. You say you could be a dog, but the difference is, are you a poodle or are you a pit bull? The poodle gonna go pat the ball down, but the pit bull
Hey, one of the best quotes that I ever heard was Juvenile said, "How I'm gonna be running with killers and backing down? Just you can't. If you rolling with killers, you can't be backing down. You can't be the soft one out the bunch. So even say for instance, we always had that one Chihuahua that ran with a bunch of pit bulls, whether it been socially or on the football field. If he was on the football field, listen, I played with Vince Wilfork. Guess what? His freshman year, Vince was a dog from the get-go. But guess what? He got raised by some real dogs. The ones that was in front of him, the guys that you never heard of, the ones that was scenes, they used to dog him when he was a freshman. And nobody really dogged Vince, but
yeah, well, yeah.
But like say for instance, Vince's older brother, he was on the football field. You think older brother gonna let little brother dog him? It ain't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you gotta have what you have, man. You got kids that come in and think as a freshman they supposed to just, come in and ball out. The only way you had it is if you ain't got nobody that's a true dog. There's no way big bro lose a little bro. You know what I'm saying? It don't happen. You know what I'm saying? It don't happen. I don't care what it is. I gotta trip his ass. I don't give a damn. You you playing me. You should have brought it all the way. That's how it's supposed to roll.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I played at St. Lucia High School with Vince Wilfork, and I tell you like this here, what we called everybody on that football field was sour ass. Guess what? Vince Wilfork was a dog. Well, guess what his name was? Sour ass. Even it didn't matter because it wasn't about just ability. It was about mentality. You know what I'm saying? And even like what we getting raised up now, we raising up, like I think Dion said, we raising up cats now. We ain't raising dogs. You know what I'm saying? Little league football, high school. If your kid don't make it, what you do? Transfer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you can look at somebody like Lorenzo Lingo. Transfer.
That's what he said. Coaches yell at the kids now. They go cry to their mama. I don't want to play here no more. Let me transfer.
I remember. Hey, I coach the team right now. I got on that line. I had this little league, right? Renato Brown. He's starting right tackle for Louisville. Jason Mercier. He starting D tackle for FIU. And I got some kids that other kids that was in that same team that's at FIU now. But the thing about it was, it's probably one of the biggest lines I ever had. And man, listen, I thought we was gonna do something. I saw who we were playing. We were playing Carroll City, but I didn't realize that they had these two monsters that was on the same team, James Cook and what's the boy name? He went to Florida. Wright. Oh, I can't think what his name. Man, Naquan Wright.
Yeah.
Them boys there, I ain't never seen a dynamic duo like that before, ever in my life. And at the end of the game, I went and talked to the coach over there. And I said, Coach, what y'all do? He said, bro, y'all got a lot more than what y'all understand. And he broke down some certain stuff to me, man. But he like, man, these kids, you got to push them to be great. And they got to understand who they is. And once they understand who they are, they begin to like gravitate to greatness, and they want it over and over and over again. Them boys was dressed for success by the mentality. The mentality they had was brought up by what Coach Zoe told me. He said, if I send a kid home, guess what? His mama coming back. And guess what she's saying? Not what you did to my kid, what you did to make Coach Zoe put your ass out of practice. You know what I'm saying? Now we raising on the football field and in real life soft ass men. Cause guess what? If they can't make it or they do something wrong, they gotta find another reason they gotta leave. You know what I'm saying? They finding their ways out. Their mentality is soft. Every time you got a kid that transfer out because he get beat out by somebody, guess what? He didn't find a way. You got to find a way to overcome. You want dogs got to overcome. I'm just saying.
All right, Anthony, what's going on, man? Anthony. Okay.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, we hear you. What's going on?
Yeah, sorry, I muted myself by mistake. I apologize. Happy New Year's, guys.
Happy New Year's.
Hey, guys, I have a question. This has to do with a specific position, and with BJ leaving to the NFL, who do you think takes his spot next to Will as one of the starting tight ends? Because you know how Lashley likes using the tight end position. Who becomes a tight end next to him? Is it going to be Hodges? Is it going to be Morelli? Is it going to be Arroyo?
Well, right now, we can't really tell you, to be honest. We got to see what goes down in practice. We got to see what goes down in spring. And most of the time, we ain't going to get to see that this season. So whoever they throw out there is basically who you going to get. Because if we can't,
that's what I'm saying. Who do you want as a
we're
fan?
not allowed. Listen. We're not allowed. If we're not allowed to go see them practice, or we're not allowed to see the spring game and stuff like that, whoever they throw at us is who we gonna get. Now, you probably asking which one of the guys will we rather see. I haven't seen much from any of them other than their hurdle tapes, and they all look like dogs to me. So we just gotta have to wait. But it's a waiting game right now.
Man, listen. If your freshman come in and snatching spots, that means the mother guys ain't worth a dog. You know what I'm saying?
And you put in that freshman.
Right. Think about it.
Yeah,
Sean Taylor didn't start his freshman year. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So sometimes you might have the greatest dog, but they get raised by dogs.
Yeah.
No, do you understand? I'm saying Will is going to be the starter. Who do you expect to use with him, pair him up with, is what I'm saying.
Right now, like I'm saying,
at
this moment, I don't have. Right now, I don't have an expectation because we haven't seen any of those guys do anything on any kind of role. All year, we've been seeing Brevin Jordan, and when we don't see Brevin Jordan, we see Will Mallory.
Yeah.
So we haven't seen anything from these guys to be making expectations. We got Mallory. We know he's going to start. We know he's going to be somebody out there, but when he's not out there, the other guy is a mystery right now.
Yeah.
Hodge.
I can answer
you got
that.
Hodge. You got I forgot what the other guy is, but they all straight, bro.
Matt Morelli.
It's gonna be they're gonna be rolling in just More ammunition.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
to pick
and
one of them right now to say he's gonna come in after Mallory, it'll be nearly impossible.
Yeah, we're not gonna know until closer to the season. We ain't gonna know.
Mm-hmm.
and do you guys actually think it benefits a guy like Al Blaze or DJ Ivy to have a man-to-man corner coach instead of having like all this zone that we were playing last year? Do you think man-to-man benefits guys like DJ and DJ Ivy, a guy like DJ Ivy? Because I think he is a man-to-man corner. I don't know why we were playing him zone because his skill set doesn't really fit
Yeah,
that
like
type
my
of
guy already
corner.
said here. DJ Ivy is better bumping.
No, that's what I'm saying. Man-to-man would benefit guys like DJ and Dunson instead of having all this zone defense we were playing last year because I don't think that fit their skill set. Do you agree with that, Jai and is it CJ? I forgot your other guest's name.
You got Miami
Is it
boy,
CJ, right?
you got Young Jedi.
Miami boy. Do you agree with that? Do you think the bump and run and man-to-man benefit guys like Dunson and Ivy because of their length?
Yeah, they do, but at the end of the day, y'all wanted the coach y'all got, so that's the scheme they brought in.
No, that's what I'm saying. He says he prefers man-to-man. He doesn't like playing zone a lot and stuff like that. He prefers bump and run man-to-man corners and prefers to play man-to-man bump and run instead of all this zone we were playing last year because it hurt.
So basically, as long as Manny's calling plays and he's calling man to man, then you should see DJ Ivy striving.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
if he gonna call zone play, it's not up to Ivy. The it's not his decision. The play the position he want on the field. It's all gonna be up to what Manny wants. If Manny want to play zone, if DJ Ivy if he got to adjust to it, that's what he got to do to become a better player.
Basically, what happened is the T-Rob's gonna have to teach Ivy how to play off the zone a little bit better than he's already has. But
You're right.
If it comes to bump, then he's gonna be down. He's gonna be ready for that because that's what he likes to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, bumping is it the corners we have on our roster specifically? Do you think they fit better in the bump and run style instead of zone? I understand Manny likes playing zone, but do you think the corners we have on the roster, like DJ and Dunson and stuff like that, and possibly Tyree, are more man-to-man?
You got to understand this, that football is a lot more than just coverage. Because you got what's the young dude, Marcus? He wasn't playing. He's probably one of the better cover guys, but he couldn't tackle. How you put him out there and give up a whole corner? You know what I'm saying? That's off to the races. We gonna run over there. So you gotta understand, there's a lot more than just covering. You could teach a dude to cover, but he gotta also be, have the heart to tackle. The dude can cover his ass off. Like you say, he has some of the best ball skills on the team, but can he tackle? He won't stick his nose in there. How do you put him out there?
Yeah, it gotta be.
Funny you should say it. You should say that actually. There's all pro corners that I see that are not known for tackling. Perfect example is Xavier Howard for Miami. He's an all pro corner, but he doesn't tackle a lot. He's more of a cover man-to-man corner. He doesn't like tackling, yet he's an all pro or a Pro Bowl corner. That's what I'm saying. You don't really necessarily have to tackle.
Yes, you do. This is what you got to understand. The pros, when you get to the pros, they do things for you. You understand what I'm saying? They catering to you. Okay, we're gonna run this because we got that guy over there. We got Deion Sanders over there. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put Deion on a number 2 receiver, and what we're gonna do with the whole rest of the field, we're gonna zone that off. So we know we done took away one guy completely off the field so we can zone the number 1 guy. You got to understand, when you get to the NFL, they cater to you what you do best. In college, they got their own system until somebody shows you out that they are the next Deion Sanders. You know what I'm saying? That's what you got. That's what you got to look at. until you can prove that you that guy. That's what it is. Think
Okay,
about
so
the
I'm
best
mixing it up. I mean, what you're saying is I'm confusing it. The NFL is catering to their star players.
player. Right,
College is more about development, is what you're saying.
right. And
Okay.
you make, like I said, once you get guys to start standing out, then that's when you can adjust. You can have a guy like, say for instance, you got a Jerome Brown, Warren Sapp. If you got a guy like that, guess what I can do now? I can play a little bit more on the backside, try to confuse you because I got a dog that's in your face. So I could disguise the coverage more. I can take more chances there. But if you got a pedestrian down D line, now we got to play different stuff back there. You know what I'm saying? Because this guy, you get picks by pressure. You know what I'm saying? If you're not getting pressure, you're not getting picks. I don't care how you look at it. So you gotta understand what you got, man. Football, when you get to the point where you can cater to people, that's when you're doing something. You get a dominant guy there. Think about when Mike Rump and Philip Buchanan was out there together. What was it? They didn't throw him Rump side. Why? Because it took you all day to get off the line with Rump. His long arms keep you on the line. Guess who was over there taking chances on the backside? Philip Buchanan. Philip Buchanan jumping everything. Because you don't look at Mike Rump. You don't look back, son. Now he's throwing the late run with what? Pressure in his face. Just telling you, bro.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for explaining that to me because I always thought it was the other way around. I thought college caters to the kids because sometimes when they come into when they go into the NFL, sometimes they have to develop the corners too. That's what I'm saying. That's why I confused that. I thought it was always college is catering to the star player on the defense, like a corner or something like that, or linebacker. That's why when I look at teams like Alabama and Clemson, they're catering to their superstar, a corner or a linebacker.
Nah, in the NFL they do, but you got to look at college. College is all about competition. I mean, the NFL is about competition too, but when you got developed stars in the NFL, they cater. They play around their strengths because at the end of the day, because of that one player, it could be a win or loss. We've seen plenty of time in the NFL when one guy get hurt, the key player, and then the whole team looks different.
Right.
So
we gotta
develop you to send you off to the NFL, but the NFL caters more to stars.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, all right, I'm finna get off.
Yeah, I'm about to call it. I'm about to call it a night. Also, we've been on 2.5 hours now.
All right, Teacher. Well, I'm gonna get out of here too, man. Hey, good talking to you, man.
All right, man. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate
y'all talking to you,
man.
One time, Boynton Beach Bulldogs in the house.
I might be moving to Boynton soon too, man.
Well, holla at me, bro. I'm the you know what I'm saying, the commissioner and everything. So, you know what I'm saying, hit me up. Let me know.
All right, bro.
All right, y'all be easy.
All right, man. It is. All right, y'all. Thank you, everybody, for coming through. If you hadn't already hit that like button for me. Appreciate each and every one of y'all. And go Canes. Go Canes. We'll see what happened in the off season. We'll see who we pick up, you know, whether it's recruiting wise, coaching wise, you name it. And the NFL playoffs, I will be covering those games this weekend. So if y'all want to come through, you know, we get it lit. I got Sergeant AR-10 with me, CJ Canes, and I'm not sure, but we might have Polk County Knoll on here also. So y'all come through and join us anyways. Yeah, thank y'all for coming through. Y'all have a good night.